get your information. To the spoon, to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you about today?
Okay. Spoon FM, Spoon TV. Welcome to yet another edition of the Spoon Talk on Spoon FM, Spoon TV, Fabric FM, Fabric TV, Super FM, and Super TV, your biggest nighttime platform in the country right now. So it's a pleasure to be here again to produce another edition of the show. My name is Yekezi Zwobel, and let's now go over to the team there to kickstart the show. James and Dr. Richardson, how are you doing?
Yekezi, I'm doing great. Good day. How are you?
I'm okay. God managing me. Everything's still okay.
That's good. Let God be God, right?
Yeah.
Yekezi, how are you doing? It's good to see you. I don't know if I've seen you it seems like I haven't seen you for a while, or maybe.
Yes, I haven't been on the show for about 2 weeks now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's great to have you back as usual. I'm always happy to see my sons. I call you guys my sons now, my children. I have 4 daughters, so it's good to have inherited sons. Well, today is good, busy. A mother's job is never done. You know, I have a grandson home who's always tagging me, following me, and then I have, adult daughters. One is about to be a senior in high school, but the other ones are adults. So they keep me on my foot. They keep me busy. It's like, you think when they get to be adults, it's time for them to let mommy enjoy herself, but it seems like, that's almost the worst time. Gotta tell them to do this, do that, do that, do this, But anyway, we're glad to be here. I want to welcome all of you Liberians to the show. We are here to provide information to you about what is going on in our country. And it is our hope that you'll be able to make good decisions for our country. This is why we come here every day. We dedicate our time and, hours, about 3-4 hours here to just provide information to you. And then you will decipher what is it that you need to make our country a better place. So I'd like to go to you now, Yekezi, to just ask for training issues, and then we'll go on to James, And then we'll welcome our audience. Today, we're going to be talking about the vice president's comment that she made in the corridors of the legislature in the Capitol building, I believe. And so we'll hear what she had to say, and our panelists will be giving their opinions on her different comments that she made there. So, yeah, Cassie, you want to let us know what's going on in the country?
Yeah, so one of the news that a lot of Liberians are talking about right now has to do with the US 100 million cocaine case. So several individuals were arrested following the a seizure of 100 million USD worth of drugs at the free port of Monrovia, following intelligence given our security apparatus from the Americans. And following that, several individuals were arrested, and they were charged with several crimes, including money laundering, illegal possession and importation of controlled drugs, and criminal conspiracy, and a lot of other charges were levied against them. But following months of investigation at the criminal court C, all of those individuals, all of them have been exonerated of the act. So that's a big news that a lot of people are talking about. And this case was at Criminal Court C, and the judge there is Judge Blamo A. Dixon. So Judge Blamo has also ordered, not just exonerating them, but has also ordered the government of Liberia to return the US 200,000 that was confiscated from them during their arrest. So it's something that Liberians are, talking about. Some are expressing skepticism about free and fair trial given those guys. And as we know, the issue of drugs is a very, very serious issue in the country. It's abused on a daily basis, by youngsters, and we have a lot of people we call Zogos in the country. So they are also linking the increase in, the rate of disadvantaged youths in the country to that particular case at Criminal Court C.
You can see I beg you please small. Let me just make sure that I understand what you say. Are you saying that the persons that were arrested, that were taken to court for this drug case, they were exonerated, they were free, they were let go?
They were all exonerated yesterday. The case ended yesterday at Criminal Court C at the Temple of Justice. They were all acquitted of the charges that were levied against them.
So there are two things. One is our government did not have enough evidence to make them liable for the drugs that came in the country. That's number one. Number two, they were just not liable for it. So who brought the drugs into the country if they're not liable?
That's the question.
If you don't have enough evidence to hold them, how is the drug in the country?
That's the question. That's the question that's yet to be answered.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Liberians, sometimes we have to have trust in the justice system. I'm not backing what happened, but I'm too sure they went through all the legal activities and the government did not. I'm very sure the government did not prove beyond all reasonable doubt. That is why those guys walk away free. In a court of law, we will see something, we say, yes, this happened. But court interpretation is different. You need to prove Sometimes people will see another person killing someone. They will say, "Yes, we saw the man killing," but that is not evidence. We saw the man killing. You have to prove it beyond all reasonable doubt.
So,
Maybe
so,
the
so you're right, James.
yeah, the government
From
failed.
a legal perspective,
Mhm.
you have to prove things. You have to have enough evidence. This is why I said they didn't
Yeah,
have enough evidence to hold them liable. So you have to have
yeah.
enough evidence to prove, the alleged accuser beyond reasonable doubt. So you're right about that. But do we have the mechanism in our country? Have we put enough money, enough resources into the mechanism that would determine if someone is not guilty beyond reasonable doubt, especially when it comes to drugs, fingerprinting, securing the area of the crime, finding informant, all of those things that are done in other parts of the world. Uh, do we have that in our country?
And again, this particular case was not just a Liberia case. I'm very sure because we got the tip off from the United States government through their security agency. And we also read statement from the embassy relating to this same drugs issue. I'm sure this drugs case was not just, though it was presided over by the Liberian justice system, but I'm sure it was also observed by international partners because, quote unquote, this drugs, the discovery of the drugs we're talking about, the 100 million drugs saga, was the biggest discovery of illicit drugs in West Africa in 2022, specifically in October. It became the biggest discovery that a country discovered or that a country carried out in West Africa in 2022. So that also brought international attention to this particular issue. But my concern now is uh, the government will turn over their drugs. I did not read the ruling, or the government will turn over their money. I'm yet to read the entire ruling. I don't know how the ruling came out. Says they are right. Are they going to give their 100 million to them?
We
Oh,
shall wait to see. We shall wait to see.
yeah,
But you're right. That drug case is cause for concern in the region, because like you said, it's the biggest uh, drug entrance that came into a country, the biggest drug, that came into a West African country or even a regional country.
yeah,
Um, so I'm sure there's a lot of alarm, that went off in the international arena. But again, my concern is it's our country. We have to protect our country. And I really I'm concerned. I'm concerned about international people as well, but they're not gonna cry more than us for our own country. So
yeah.
my question is, do they have do we have the resources? When you have drug cases, there's a lot of things. There's, lie detector tests. There's, calling these people and interviewing them, forensic interviews. There's all these different aspects that goes into determining, if somebody is guilty or not guilty beyond reasonable doubt. And I don't know. This is, I trust our justice system to a certain extent, like you said, James, but I don't know. I don't know. So that's if somebody can tell me, yes, we have all of these resources, the mechanism that they use to determine that these people were guilty or not guilty, then I'll be glad to hear it and understand the case better. But anyway, those are my talk. You can see continue. I just wanted to
Yeah. So
I was hearing what you said.
yeah. So another development here is that a 22-year-old man who allegedly killed his 1-year-old daughter after taking um, in a drug we call Cooch here in Liberia, has been arrested today by the Liberian National Police. Yeah. So this guy, he took in drugs. He was very, very. I mean, he was not to himself, and in the process, he hit on his 1-year-old daughter, and he killed her instantly. And since then, he's been on the run. But today, he was seen at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, napped. Yeah, so far so good. That's all I have here.
Thank you, Yekasi. So you see why I'm concerned about our country, because such strategy, like being on drugs and killing another Liberian child who had the potential of being someone, of just being perhaps a contributing citizen or just being alive, another human being. So this is why we all got to be concerned about this drug case, and as much as George Good Day actually wants to know if the people return the money back. We waiting. We'll hear that story there too. Yeah, please keep your eyes on the story to make sure that they will return the money. But seriously, it is an issue. When drugs are coming into your borders and somebody's killing a child because they were on drug, that's a bad sign for the future generation of our country. Good Day. You want to chime in?
Yes, yesterday we saw a group claiming to be the majority bloc of the legislative staffers on Capitol Hill. So, Spoon Talk, you came on and panelists gave their opinion regarding it. So, today, the quote unquote leader of the majority bloc attempted to respond to Spoon Talk panelists, specifically uh, Mr. Fadiga and Mr. Fagon. But in his response, I don't know, he did not understand the word or he was just talking. He was asked by the journalist. The journalist asked him, let me get the exact video.
Yeah, I
Let me
think. Who are you talking about, by the way?
I'm talking about the program we watched where the
Yeah.
vice president spoke.
Yeah, I know, but you are saying who responded? Who came out to respond?
The leader of the group that endorsed the CDC yesterday, the leader of the
Oh, so they mentioned Fadiga and Fagon.
yeah, they were responding to Fadiga, to Faliga and Fagon
Okay,
regarding their presentation. So the journalist asked him if he elude. Let me get a question.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so the journalist asked him that question, which specifically was about deceiving or whether he can identify those who trick the people. And he responded by saying, yes, I can identify. I can even come to your station and name all of the people one by one. But maybe he did not understand the word elude. So he just answered, yes, I know all of the people. So maybe he was attempting to respond that they were legit, but a word in a question changed the entire conference he and the journalists were having. I don't know whether the journalist who I don't know how he got that word into the question that manipulated the entire response, but I will bring it on. And also we saw the Monrovia City Mayor in West Point. We are nearing October 10. Everyone is trying to show their political strength. We saw him there talking to young people, but he was well welcomed. And it is not a news in Liberia. West Point is noted to be a very stronghold of the CDC within Massarada County. West Point is well noted, so he was well welcomed by his supporters. And those who also were expelled by the MDR yesterday they spoke, and some of them were also there today. They said they would take legal actions against Senator Jeremiah Kuhn and his party. They believe that they were expelled. They believe that they were expelled. They were expelled illegally, so they are not going to allow it happen. And President George Manuel Weah team, most of them also claim that the CDC, that is the CPP, and the Unity Party are not ready. They are just a group of people who are seeking the opportunity to come back to power to loot the national cover, specifically the Unity Party, looking at what they did for the past 12 years or during their 12 years rule. They believe that Unity Party did not do anything okay. And Ambassador Boaka is only being used by those around him who came into government late, but they did not stay in government for longer. They want to come back and loot the national cover. But President Weah is the best and the way forward for Liberia, and he's the best. Yeah, so far. So let me get that video quickly while the guys are coming.
Okay, great. Thank you. We look forward to hearing the video. And then we'll get more and expand on that. Actually, I believe that is our topic for the day. We'll be showing different clips of what happened yesterday at the Capitol building, and then we'll be reflecting on what we saw or heard in the video. So, but thank you for the summary, James. I want to just go on. If you guys don't have anything else to add, welcome, Stanton. How are you? Good.
Their home and their office in Washington by a Capitol police officer.
Somebody making stuff there. Yes, good. So also, as we await the other panelists to come on in, I want to welcome all of you to Spoon. If you have not shared the show, please do so. Join the show. Grab someone to listen to the show by radio, so you can just get some information and different perspectives on the information that we provide you. I want to just specifically welcome some of you here. I'm going to call your name, no, not in any particular order, because I do get accused of just calling certain people. I just, see who's coming on. This is challenging because then when you start calling the names, it starts rolling and going fast. And then I'm going to ask Stanton and all of those who come in to join us to please help me welcome you to the show. I like doing this because you also take your time to be here with us. And I think it's important that we recognize you. And it suggests to me that you are interested in Liberia's politics, even though you may not agree with some of the things that we have to say, but it's okay to me. It's okay. So I want to welcome Elder James C. Bayi Jr., Dave Cully, D. Say Wilson. I want to also welcome you. Sediwan Juba, I believe. I want to welcome you. Winifred Briswell, thank you for coming in. Cornelius Hunter, thank you for being here. James Davis, thank you for coming in as well. J. Benedict Kolo Sano is watching from Dubai. It amazes me when I get, Liberians or some of you who are watching from these places like Dubai. I just think that I'm traveling vicariously with you, and I like the fact that Spoon Talk is in another country far away, Dubai. Honorable Doe is here. Kevin Yancey, yeah, you have to bring me stuff about going because I know you won't help me welcome my cousin and my family people. And Stena, you help me too, right? Soma Do is also here with us. Kalakush, I saw Kalakush Bokai Tule is here from New Georgia Estate. New Georgia Estate, I can say New Georgia Estate in Liberia, but New Georgia Estate. Thank you for being here. Nakita Wia Roberts is here. Louise Brown is here. Nelly Selisavi is also here. Daniel G. Buell is here from Cinco. Nancy Bala is here. Stanton, you want to call some names for me? Welcome some people that love hearing from you.
No, Mama, go ahead. You're doing good. Pronounce the brand names today.
Mr. Fagon, I will not listen to him. Mr. Fagon, please help me. I please welcome, help me welcome my cousin and my family people.
Your Niha, your cousin and Niha. Now you're running away from your own family.
Yeah,
Your
man.
own family.
Welcome. You won't help me today. Don't
Okay,
mind.
who then all there now?
Charlene,
Charlene, Ella B.
Charlene.
Minaj.
Yeah, Charlene watches all the time. Spend some time, Charlene Neem, I beg you. She watches us all the time, and she says hi, beautiful Dr.
Well, which one is Charlene then? Bromsky
Charlene
or
L.I.B. Minaj. Charlene L.I.B.
Minaj. That her Facebook name is that. That Charlene Bromsky Facebook name?
Well, I don't know about that, but I know Charlene L.I.B. Minaj. Charlene is always here. She loves our show. She can blast at us sometime, but she always here. So thank you, Charlene, for being here. Don't listen to Mr. Fagon, okay? Go ahead.
No, but Fagon, let me say this.
Say one of your cousins, you
Fagon.
must praise her and spend 30 minutes on her.
Fagon.
So, yeah?
Let me say this. I met Charlene McNabb. I didn't know it was her, right? They had a function at Buster Unit's house in Willenboro, and I met her. We went there that evening. It was Buster Unit's, I think, wife or daughter birthday, and I didn't know. She said, "I'm Charlene, L.I.B. McNabb. She's from Pennsylvania. Where your sister live?" She's from that area. Yes, she is. She said she's from that area. She's a decent lady. She's a very decent lady. You know, she loves spoon. She can fight anybody for spoon. But a crew woman now.
We didn't know that crew. The Minaj.
I thought you were talking about Charlene Bromsky.
No, not Charlene Bromsky. This lady, that crew lady, and I met her. You know, she's a decent woman. I met her at Buster's place, and she always follow us. Yeah. She loves the program.
You get problem. Anything that crew, you will press it. They told you, come here and call me, you refuse. Now you see Charlene Minaj, L.I.B. Minaj, you tell her now she crew woman, she from Bugo Jere, and the crew people, they are beautiful. What we can do with all I want?
I didn't say she's from Buckland J. You don't even know how to pronounce. You do not even know how to pronounce it. Buckland J. And I say Buckland J. So, but anyway.
Say you been going to school, like, bro. You ever took course what they say pronounce Chinoweni?
I tried to, but Dr. Richardson
all right,
says
pronounce the
not.
name. How you gonna get it on the answering machine? How you gonna come
all right.
Y'all want to put a show on me today?
Okay, wait. We got put it. Wait, Dr. Richardson. Wait, I about to call Dr. Richardson. Please don't answer. Let the people hear how you pronounce your name.
I will answer you.
Don't answer.
I answer it. You will not do that for me today. You will not do it here.
I beg you don't answer. The people gotta hear you. Dr. Richardson.
So, Baker Ramsey, thank you from People's City, Maryland County.
You hear it? You hear it? This is Dr. Francine Chenoweth Richardson. You heard that? No. Wait, Fagon, you need to hear it again. You need to hear it. I beg you. People need to hear it. Dr. Richardson will beg you. Let them hear this thing today.
No, people don't need to hear nothing.
But if they call you, they won't make sure that you're answering machine.
Joseph from Yekepa, Joseph Brown from Yekepa.
But man, you disturbing Fagon. I want you to hear it. Dr. Richardson, wait. I beg you, Mama.
Hi, this is Dr. Francine Chenoweth Richardson.
Yeah, Chenoweth. You yeah, right? I bet you yeah. I bet you yeah.
What is that? People need got to do it. Chinese people China with.
Yeah, the woman talk out of China. She talk also China. China with. I asked, I said, is this the wrong number? And I call back. And I called again. And I call her husband. I said, Abby. How you pronounce your wife's name? He said, oh man, I can call the woman special. I can say everything. I can call the woman special. I said, I understand.
Ishmael Roberts saying, what's up, CEO? Ishmael Roberts, yeah, come to the show. I watched the people laughing. Princess Lami.
Ishmael, today not Friday, my man. Let's chill a little bit, Dr. Richardson. Today Friday.
Princess Lami from NTA community. In your community, NTA community?
Oh yeah, Chicken Soup Factory MTA.
Yeah, Princess Lami from there.
Yeah, Chicken Soup Factory MTA.
Nese Bala.
Nese Bala, it look like I know the Nese Bala. I know the Bala family from Bia. I know the Bala family. No, they are Bandi. They're from Bia MTA. The Bala family. Janet Bala, Kwana Bala, you know. I know them. Pee-wee, all of them. You know, they have family yet there. So I think they are related probably.
Robert Kennedy from Minnesota. Welcome, Robert from Minnesota.
Robert Kennedy, our man. He can go and come. Don't mind Robert.
Marcus Manuccio Myers from Caldwell.
But you know, I'm sorry, Dr. Richardson. Robina Fatmata Louis Vincent.
That Robina?
Yeah, Robina. I'm concerned about Robina.
Why?
Robina's sister is Salamatu. Let me lead out of show, yeah.
You know, I've been knowing Robina forever, really.
Robina in Liberia, but I love Robina in Liberia, and she's not happy. Robina, come back.
Robina says special. What she says special. You see trouble. Robina, I see trouble. I got forgot.
She seemed not to be happy in Liberia. Robina, come back, Robina.
How Robina Loki? She malato?
No, Robina malato where? Robina na terrible. Robina brown skin. Robina cook pepper soup in Minnesota.
Very beautiful.
She cook plain pepper soup. The
very
whole
beautiful.
No, my man, the soup. I compare Robina soup
from Pomines.
But when I compare Robina soup to Dr. Richardson soup, I will not eat both of them. I will eat Chinese food that day.
Yeah.
No pepper.
Oh my man, Robina soup. It's in the big pot, my man. No pepper.
Let me tell you.
Small. But let me finish now. I told my Robina soup.
Let me tell you.
Let's show you style. I told my Robina soup. I told my soup. What making you fed?
So they came to sympathize with me, yeah. The man said he can't eat. He's diabetic. He can't eat pepper. He can't eat food for, you know how he can't eat food for this, but he can't eat that, all kind of stuff. So what I do, I cook 2 different parts of soup. The other soup, the other people enjoy. His own soup ain't got nothing there because you can't. He tell me say you can't eat.
But how about me? When I went to your house that day, while you're sitting there, all the people were full to your house. I go see carrot. Leave them. I said, I want to want to a rabbit. I'm looking at a rabbit.
You know, Fede Bada.
You moved from behind me.
No, like this. I said, whole kitchen table. I said, where's the celery? Where's the carrot? Where's the cabbage? I said, I want to want taking me to be animal.
My man. Let me say something, right? Our Liberian women can cook, right? But
people can cook.
But
no buts. They know they can cook when they see.
I will not say that. I know how to cook. I can say I'll put butter.
When they see new man, Liberian woman can cook.
Oh my God! No, that's not it. Liberian women can cook naturally. You got nothing to do with new man.
I know what
I know what you talking there.
I will put butter there.
In a relationship now, begin you can't. Especially when you made it fair. When you made it fair, you were warm soup.
Oh, you full of too much, man. You just full of it.
Somebody asking what happened with God can bless anybody. We will be the first Sunday of June will be bring it back. God can bless anybody, folks.
Another question the person asked, they say, what happened
Madam,
God can
Madam,
bless?
Madam
Said
Titi,
God went to spend time because of that behavior.
Madam Titi is working on it. But let's go back to the food something. I would say this. I tried that Richardson soup. Even somebody that in JFK hospital will not drink that soup.
The poor know you lying if you got to think on what to say about soup.
No. Because I want to be decent.
Somebody's house and you say you can't eat pepper. You can't eat salt.
I didn't say I can't eat pepper.
Blood pressure, salt.
Yeah, no,
I got no blood pressure.
So
the woman won't call fufu, right? Okay, Dr. Richardson, let me tell it in. Let me tell it in.
I will be there. I will be there. John, cook the soup.
Who are the other children who are here? I have some other children here came to sympathize with us. They enjoy the food. They ate the food.
Because I was sick too.
I had children.
My man. I beg you, let them know call the people that eat the food. The people that ate that food, Fagon, that the people I've been traveling with, they have never said no to anybody cooking. The people that eat that food, the people will eat anything you give them, and they will be sweating and lecturing eating it. Fagon, I bet you are. The woman, I never see call me fufu
before he eat it.
I never see call me fufu. The woman call me fufu.
Yeah,
I mean, I said, no, I eating that one.
They won't gain weight. They got restriction on the different. Me, I'll eat regular fufu, but he said you want gain weight, you want to do this, so you had to go.
But you too, you don't want to say all they hard time. You tell them and they tell you, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. You are just so go over your double and bring it.
That it. Fagon, that why?
All I need to do. I just need to call.
You say I put you flower leaf or all kind of thing. You eat any kind of thing you get to my house when you can't.
As anybody who know me, they call me ADT. My kind of food, ADT, anything. I'll take it. I don't know. When you go to the dado, they be telling you they hold the cigarette in the hand, and they tell you, say, I just want to tell you, cigarette smoking is dangerous to your hair. Then they put a cigarette in the mind, let it.
Fagon. One thing I would tell you, I just need to place a phone call. I call my 609. I call the door. The next hour, 10 minutes. My food ready. 10 minutes. My food ready. But man, no, bagel pa. Why I get my money bagel? All I need to do, I just need to place a phone call. 10 minutes, my Chinese food ready.
Okay,
it's okay.
Tell Dr. Francine what happened in the morning, Sunday morning.
Dr. Francine, have you heard about the African bagel?
No.
Yeah. I walk in a Wawa to buy my coffee and my toasted bagel with mayo. A little bit of mayo. That's my regular morning breakfast.
If I want to give you Wawa cat.
Just give me Wawa cat. My regular morning breakfast. Toasted plain bagel, a little bit of mayo, and a 20-ounce cup of coffee. And I would take my bottle of water. I'm good. I'm not eating again till I go home. Give me your anything, I'm not going to eat it. My brother Fagon called me early this morning. All I hearing, the spoon, everything. I said, Fagon, hey, Aaron, my man, what are you doing? The man said, I said, I'm in Wawa. I buy my bagel. The man said, but eating my African bagel. Fadiga, I've never heard about African bagel. So I will leave the other one with Fagon to explain what is African bagel.
Bagel, Fagon, tell us.
When you eat GB in the night and you can't finish it, they have that can be me. It can tell, look at real bagel. So my brother GB soup, I call it better man say. The man say getting a bagel with mayo. Then he asked me, what you expect me to say? I'm gonna say I eat a bagel too. When I ready my heart. I told him,
how will you eat GB?
Say I ate the GB in the morning. I stay moving, but I eat three times.
No. How will you eat GB early that morning? That's what Richard said. Early that morning?
And struggle continues.
My brother, that strategy that can make me strong. No, let me tell you something. You think Prince Johnson and his men reached to Morovia in less than 6 months because they were better thinking and better strategizing than the other
Eating
people.
Wawa bagel because you're eating Wawa bagel.
The other people were eating jollof rice with chicken, curry, pork. When people in there swallow the GB, they take it for 24 hours straight. All you gotta be doing that, drinking small more water away.
Okay.
Small more water. Yes. It's called African bagel.
Fagon.
Look at it all the way.
Tomorrow again, you will take out your share and say somebody touch your back. Continue eating African bagel.
But I will continue.
Thank you so much.
Nobody got the best gumbo in town with a dodo. You know that she come in America to face some?
That would be
They
nice.
say on your
Very nice.
They say the vice president can cook too, but the way she was causing all the few days, I don't even know what we eat some food.
Well, how are you enjoy too much? But yeah, welcome to the show, yeah.
Thank you.
I was going to try some African bagel, but
no, I ain't.
No, I mean like eat deeper with crampy soup.
I can eat my fufu.
Oh, fufu.
I'm a fufu and dumber person, but they feel that I on restriction.
What kind of restriction?
Carb, 0 carb.
To lose weight?
Not lose weight. That the sugar thing, all the thing they got sugar.
Yeah, true.
I got a sugar problem, so all the rest, all the African bagels, then I can't fascinate. But I can eat it, but I eat it with moderation.
Moderation, absolutely.
Look at 0 carb apple. They want to eat it right from the time you are dying small.
No, right, I got something that pass my rest, that the one I can eat this time. I don't eat that.
One?
Yeah,
no, it looks in a funny way.
Yeah, it's very long.
It's long, yeah.
In a brown bag with a red something and the plastic bag in
the Costco. Yeah.
Yeah, put some butter on that. That's gone. Put some salt.
That's good. Good discipline. Good, very good discipline.
Yeah, I don't mess with that thing this time.
Don't mess with African
bagel. Add exercise to it now.
Yeah, the exercise. Oh, I got my small exercise. But you know the kind of thing we do. What they will say that. I want to get ready to. How can you stay down for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours?
Very true.
And for us, every day for 3 hours.
That's true. You gotta be so.
I got one swap, yeah. So that what happened.
But Fagon, the Ghana girl you got, she the one cooking the bagel for you, the African bagel. The Ghana girl.
You can't put them in situation again. You know.
I'm sorry, Fagon. I'm sorry.
The show is about to start.
And I two sisters made a man went married.
Today's Friday. No,
they made
I in Tennessee. People will not believe you, man. There's no Wawa in Tennessee.
That's the Wawa we met
today's Friday, so we just kind of.
The Liberian get mad Fagon to the Wawa. They can say, "That you Fagon? That you Fagon?" Fagon said, "Where you know me from?" She said, "You can be talking intelligence. Fagon said, "Yeah, that's me." She said, "You were killing people." She said, "Where's Omer Musa?" So I said, "Fagon, who you calling Omer Musa?" Fagon said, "Musa Benedict." I said, "Fagon, I'm done with you. You calling me Omer Musa?" They can say, "Yeah." He said, "Omer Musa." I said, I ain't talking about Musa Benedict. Y'all can carry
the man you knew Omer Musa.
No, Musa, I think I ordered the Musa. What are you talking about?
All right.
Will.
You ordered Musa?
I think so.
Musa got different ages, though.
Well, I don't know about that.
Tano said the Nigerian people feel Musa age different. Tano take roll for money, his age different. Time to deal with joy, we are his age different. Time to sell come here and take his money, his age different. So don't let go there. I beg you, leave Musa alone.
And your body, you are hanging away with the brother, with the TV, with the Zoglo inside.
We got a picture.
We got a picture. She said, Omer Musa, what is this?
I did not say Omer Musa. I don't say Omer Musa.
Then she go ask the people, what do you call Zoglo? What do you make it with? At that time, Yasini uno swallow, it was bigger than moss. It was all
you were not even there. How you know?
Yasini from Nima, Allah.
But that is true. But the other story that you talk about
before a year,
she from Nima?
She from Nima. Yasini swallow looking at it. She just touched it. The soup just small at it. Tata Fesi said, put the soup. Oh, all over it so
That
that it
is
can be
not true.
slippery.
Wait. You remind me of this guy they call Rolex from Nigeria.
Yes.
Prophet Rolex.
They make it eat anything. And eat everything to get up.
Prophet Rolex, man, they big thing with the ogosu soup. They make it taste smart.
My man, Dr. Fancy and I get 8.GB.
I enjoy it. GB is one of my favorite food.
But how will not be your favorite? Then you can't say you can eat all. You say you can eat all if you eat it.
I don't know what the point to it, but I enjoy it. Somebody say that you might eat jasmine rice and salmon. They say good for
but
sugar.
look how we spend almost.
Are you sure they eat salmon? My
man, lead the rest. Fadiga, lead the rest business, my brother. Lead the rest business. The data then we get in the house, they can cook, clean, pepper soup. And, lead the rest business, yeah.
I wouldn't waste my time to advise Fadiga about rice spinach. Something we care Fadiga anyways. So I'm not wasting my time.
Either sugar or salt or rice, right?
Now, when I saw what about Bennett and Smarty? I'm on I prefer eating our restaurant and brother, before I think,
Anyway, I'm about to start the show.
Yeah, let's start the show. Let's going different now. Let's start the show.
Yes. So, welcome to the show.
But Dr. Richard say
before you started the show, is it true that everybody say you're sitting with PYJ, you went to CPR?
What I do with my friends in the private arena is not.
Let it be so.
So,
all right.
Let it be so. I'm fast. Show the picture.
But can we do our intro? Can we get serious and do our intro? Can we do our intro?
Lucinia is a good friend of mine at no times.
But we're not talking about Lucinia now. Can we do our serious intro on the topic?
What kind of paper you got in your head again? How to cook the wagi?
No, I got a paper about Musa Belete. I've been working on it all day.
Let's start our show, yeah.
Yeah.
You asked me a question, but man.
So, I'm
no. The people want to know this. So, is it true that Musa Belete requesting $3 million to cut the deal for Charlene to be on Communist ticket?
We're gonna go.
No, seriously. I'll wait for my time. You want me to?
I'll start with you because you came first, and Fagon, and then Fadiga. You guys just tell us your thoughts, and then we're gonna go into some clips that I have that happened at the Capitol building that we'll be giving our thoughts on. So go ahead, start your 2 minutes.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes, you couldn't be.
Then who? Who stole the cookies from the cookies jar?
From the cookies jar. Number one stole the cookie from the cookies jar. Who, me? Yes, who? It couldn't be damn fool. They said damn fool. You said damn fool. Dr. Richardson, you're not in Labrador, man. Fadiga, you know that? You know about that, Fadiga?
Thank you.
You're muted. No, they said who stole the cookies from the cookies jar? Number one stole the cookie from the cookies jar. Who, me? Yes, who? It couldn't be damn fool. Number two stole the cookie from the cookies jar.
But you're not from
Saigon. We from Saigon. We give it a remix.
There you go.
I put my phone through the door. Let the bar pick it up and put it in his pocket.
After 2 minutes, they lost. They gone behind the horse.
That Abraham Richardson was chasing it. But anyway, I come back to the show, my people.
And I have played that game now. I know if Boma playing ground, we didn't play games like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, you know we playing Brian Boma with swing and merry-go-round.
Tiki Saloma.
That one. I remember Masasa Coco.
Fadiga una big king there. Yeah, that king can hustle you.
I was a chess player.
Look at chess player, you know about chess.
Serious things.
I play chess. I play on a national level.
Fadiga, can I ask you a question? What we now about to discuss and have a wonderful show, Dr. Richardson. You make me laugh today. I've been, it's been a long working day. But it's good that we can come on the show and have fun with our followers, people that trust to join us on set. But let's get to this issue about all defendants acquitted in the high-stake cocaine trial, raising doubts on Liberia justice system. All of them, set them free, let them go. All of them. Over, you can add your own amount on it, but imagine the drugs that are killing our fellow Liberians, youth in the country. The justice system set those people free. Front page Africa, Reuters here. In a stunning turn of events, the jury at Criminal Court C reached a unanimous not guilty verdict on Thursday, exonerating all 4 defendants accused of involvement in an alleged scam to import a staggering 520 kilograms of cocaine into Liberia. Liberians, honor this leadership of President George Manneh Weah. Ask yourself. Pause for a minute. We come back to all the laughing thing here and there, but ask yourself. If you listen to us, and I believe that the Richardson said this is our first topic for today. You set them free. Honor the President Weah justice system. Who brought the drugs in the country? Who owned it? That today, they're not only going to set them free, are they giving them the drugs back? Are they giving them the $200,000 they took from them? You know, when we talk about these things in Liberia, people get mad. The amount of money estimated over US $100 million. So, the people say, you take them, you set them free. Oliver Zeze, somebody will call him Zaza, and 3 foreigners, they were all arrested seeking to purchase the cocaine. No, let them go. Honor this government. But ask yourself the question, as I rest, because we are not many, I think we'll be given enough time today. Ask yourself this question. As you go through the investigation, through the system, and then we ask the Justice Minister, Musa Dane. I like what he said at last. People can say what they want to say, but for Musa Dane, we will get there as we review these things to understand who brought the drugs in the nation. So you're setting them free. You're giving them the money back. You're going to give them the drugs back and tell them, say, you're good. Dr. Richardson, I think my time is up. And we'll wait to dig deeper tonight on who watched and on who directed the decision was made.
Yeah, I think, let me just give Fadiga and Fagon a minute or so to let them share their thoughts on, this concern. The entrance of drugs into our country is very concerning. So Fadiga, I'm sorry, Fagon first, and then Fadiga in the order in which you came. What are your thoughts about, this case?
Well, thank you very much. And let me start by saying that I think this is a direct slap in the face of the U.S. government, unfortunately. And I honestly think that Ambassador McCarthy, the U.S. government, should take this very serious. I am a Liberian citizen, yes. I understand my country very well. The guys are beginning to underpin a message that the American government tried to set them up. That's the vibes I'm getting from on the ground. We're trying to hold these debates, and right now the guys are selling this idea that the American government tried to set George Weah up with the drugs. The total amount of drugs seized under the period of 2 months, Stanton, was 140 million. They caught the first 100 million, and then they caught the second 40 million. The acquittal from our justice system today begs the question, who brought in the drugs? To whom was the drugs sent? Which entity received the drugs? Who was responsible for handling the drugs? In whose warehouse were the drugs caught? Who were those connected to the drugs? A whole nation today said, all these people are innocent. So it begs the question. Now, we are government is taking advantage of that to spread rumors on the ground that the U.S. government tried to set the Liberian government up. And I think the U.S. government owes it to itself and the people of Liberia to come up and tell the Liberian people what they know. This is not about democracy and diplomacy. This is about the reality. If you recall, the guns that were seized, you saw Patrick Sudu displaying the weapons without gloves. All of a sudden, the next time Sudu said that the US government, our partners, had gotten involved, the weapons were brought back to the United States, and where are we today?
30 seconds, Mr. Fagan.
The Liberian government, the US government, in my honest opinion, is setting itself up where Liberians will start to not trust the US government, think that the US government is playing games, so forth and so on. So they owe it to themselves to come up, but I see sanctions coming because this was a direct slap in the face of the US government. You have that quantity of drugs, that amount in value, and you say, even though it landed in a warehouse, even though it landed with a company, even though there were handlers, you say nobody is guilty, where the US government has a way of dealing with issues. And we will hear from them soon. And I hope they do it sooner than later.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fagon. Fadiga?
Yeah, it is concerning to me. Whenever there is a high-profile case and the result is into an unexpected verdict, of course there will be people will be suspicious. It is not by surprise that we are seeing this. One thing we need to know is that besides people in government being implicated or even without even suspecting anybody in government, our judicial system is broken. We have something called a professional juror, people that are just there, unlike in America where they randomly select people to serve on this jury pool. There are individuals that are just there sitting around the court that are waiting to be jury for every trial.
Wow.
It's not independently done, so it's easy.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it's like a job. You get paid.
It's like a full-time job in Liberia.
No job in the country. So what you say, 100% accurate. It's a way to put your family there for that 150 or 200.
They just there, professional jury, not a job. So, you see how
it's not constitutional, right?
I don't know what it is. But
it's not constitutional.
It's not constitutional. I don't
think
jury
selection is just as it is
done. It should be random based on how it is done.
Yes, like here.
But in Liberia, they sit down right there with.
They just sit down there.
Somewhere.
So
that explains things.
So that explains, I remember the former justice. I did an interview of him. There should be somewhere on YouTube where he came here a couple of years ago during the Sirleaf administration, and he was one of the things that he highlighted that was a major problem in Liberia. That professional jury. What they just got jury that just sit down there, they go to every something, and you know how to do everything. So that's how they get paid. So based on that, I know that it's not surprising to me. But with such a high profile case, you would think that the government will be more careful and spend more time on it, especially with evidence gathering and something, because the fact that they lost this case, it says two things. It says that the government did not do a good job in defending the case. The evidence was not there, because if you look at the case, this container came from a different company. So apparently, these drugs lords send the container under the pretense that it was coming in PF barrel, no Liberian and PF business. So these guy came and something that worth $30,000 according to the Front Page Africa. They wanted to buy 200,000, and then they kept raising the money up, and they wanted to pay up to 100 million. Not 100 million, but 1 million. So it went to 200,000, they increased it to 400,000, and then it went to
30 seconds for the guy.
Yeah, 1 million. So they wanted to buy this thing and became a concern. And so the thing about this whole case and what concerned me is that the government was very careless with the case. But one thing, and I will say during my second round, is why does it always seem that drugs always follow our president? I will give you some past history and how the president have been implicated around people with drugs, and why this is not too surprising to me.
Thank you, Father God. Yes, I think that's some news that you provided to us. I personally, I will admit that I didn't know that there are professional jurors that are just hanging around to be placed on any case. It's unconstitutional. I expect that jury selection should occur randomly, like in a democratic society, in order for people to get a fair trial. That's the reason why your jury is selected randomly, so there should be some fair play in the trial. So I'm sure there's a lot of Liberians who are listening that are just also hearing this, but thank you for sharing that information. Now, a lot of things are beginning to make sense in terms of our legal system. By you sharing
that you not guarantee. Look, you better cut your loss in settling your case outside than going to court, because even the lawyers, I've dealt with criminal lawyers before that they will even victimize you more than the victim. I'm telling you, in Liberia, if you're not careful, the lawyers that's supposed to defend you.
So I think it's something that our leaders are supposed to look into. That's the bedrock of our system, is just the judicial system. But like I said earlier, some of the things that I'm concerned about with this case, despite what kind of juror we had or what kind of jury system we had, did they have enough information for the investigation? Did they have enough resources to do the investigation? And I'm talking about, did they have like a lab system set up to check out? I mean, drugs, you can check out, the trail. You can follow drug trail from, where they had a store, where they, moved it to. So did they have the mechanism to do so? Did they do fingerprinting of the different people that they claim to be involved? Did they study their clothing to see, if there were residue from the drugs on their clothing? What kind of tracking system did they do with where did the drug originate to it coming into Liberia? The physical evidence that they had, how did they collect those things? But the photographers, when you look at this criminology, you look at even how did they have photographers to go and first take the pictures and look at different views of the pictures, just analysis of the stories of the accusers or the witnesses. So all of these things, when we think about them and look at them in other developed part of the world, those are what make a case. And then when you have that information and you provide that to the juror, whether they're a professional juror or not, at least you are giving them the information to determine if someone is guilty or not guilty beyond reasonable doubt, to be determined. There'll be some kind of fair play into it. But if I doubt if they had that information. Maybe they did. Somebody else can come here and tell us that. But those would be my concern. Did they have the resources, to reach the verdict that they reached today? And my thoughts. Stena, did you have any more? Do you want to?
Yes, Dr. Richard is saying, for me, I am not a lawyer. I'm just going to be fair with the Liberian people. I am not an investigator. It's just common sense from where we sit. Everything from the beginning to end under this administration is a problem. It's fiasco. Wherever you may be, listen to us by way of the radio or you're online, you followed us. What in the world somebody will come to your country without a man of cocaine? With all the many Liberians we have on the street, they call Zogos. The company, TRH Trading, those individuals that involve, whether Lebanese or Liberian, the AJA Group Holding, those names, Mikey Ahmed Islam, Abdullah Dijalo, Oliver Zaza, Malam Contet, under this government, you won't tell me they gave the people pass? Amen. Look at your sons and your daughters on the street. Then you want us to believe? I don't know. Musa Din said, Justice Minister Frank Musa Din confirmed to Front Page Africa that his office has ordered the rearrest of the suspect and will push the matter to the Supreme Court. Come on, Vlad. I hope he can do it, man.
That's a movement.
Come on. You had them. You didn't keep them. You let them go. Then they say, in conclusion, whenever Liberia may tell you in conclusion, you know that BN talk coming, that Vlad right there. Musa Din have confirmed to Front Page Africa that his office has ordered the rearrest of the suspect and will push the matter to the Supreme Court. Liberians, we need to bug it up. A lot of strange things happening. That's what we have our fellow Liberians on the street doing drugs. Over $140 million. Now ask yourself, as I'm about to land on this one today, where is the drugs right now? The 200,000, where is it? Just ask yourself.
I think they burned it though.
They burned it. Yes, the videos.
They said they burned it. They burned something.
My man, y'all hold on now. The sample that were taken and one got missing from the Freeport to where they took that sample. One got missing. Where is it? Guys, let me say something, man. Let's be frank. Nobody's stupid yet. It's just common sense. I hope Musa Din can push this thing. I hope he can call the attention of the Supreme Court. I hope he can do so. For our brothers and sisters that are on the street that are dying because of these kind of activities that is happening in the country. So I know we get another conversation to go to, but Liberian, that's it there. You get them 6 years, they gave you cocaine. You give them 6 years, they gave you hush. How they call that other drugs? The one you were talking about yesterday?
Kush.
Kush. You get them 6 years, they will be all over on the street. Go to Bidara Harris, Fagon. Coming down from Ducor, where you have the finance minister, Bidara Harris, and people, if you're in Liberia, you know, in the nighttime, you have thousands of Liberians over there sleeping on the street, getting high. What's the plan of the government? The president started a $30 million project for the Zocos. 30 where? That money gone. through Ministry of Youth and Sport, that money gone. It was just a flash, Fadika. It was just a flash. You know the capacity of Zogos in the country today? Let Dr. Richard say, I know you're moderating. I shouldn't take the time. The others have to speak. You got Kush on the street now, killing people, selling. They are making money. And the one that they arrested, they let them go. Because this too is Liberia.
Yeah. Concerning. Okay. So if it's okay with you guys, we can move on to our other topic for the day. We're going to have James have a series of videotapes he's going to play of Vice President Joa Howard conversation with the staffers, her speech that she gave to the staffers. And so we're going to give our reflections on what we thought or what we saw. So James, can you please begin with tape number 1, please? Cut number 1. James, are you listening?
How can you say that you want to rescue something? What that now? I need to find out what they want to rescue. I think they want to rescue themselves. And I don't want to take my time to start to say so many things. I want to say one thing. This team that they are putting together on their side, Boyka, Kunti, one of the five yeah. So I just want to ask one question on your press people. God forbid people elect Vice President Boyka as president. He died, you see, who will be president? So we're going to make Prince Johnson president? That is a very critical issue. When you are choosing a vice president, you gotta be careful. If you need loyalty, you need somebody that will support you at all costs, even if you want the person to say, I'm a chief. But you need somebody that's something happening that you say the person can carry on. So that we come and go to that Christian, we come and get the presidency too. But it's not for you. You need to think about it very carefully.
That who you bring it in?
Well,
they want you started with Fago Al-Hassi on the one. That Madam Vice President, I won't go last on the one. Picking you.
All right, Fago.
I went to Liberia. They were more cooking something a nice color green and red spread. Let me go last on the one. Picking you, Fago.
Yes.
I don't want peace. I want problem. Always. I mean, what I think, play for me for answer the question. I don't want peace.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
I know that Francis will soon say your time finished. Why are you laughing?
That's right. You take your time.
You know, Joel is a nice lady, but she made a big mistake with everyone. God forbid something happen. That Prince Johnson, you won't be vice president in relation to Jeremiah Kum. I wonder she thinking. When George Weah made her vice president, you know what was going through the heart of people in the ear? God forbid something happened to George Weah. That Chancellor, you want to make president? And as we speak, she should not have made a mistake. Who is she today, 6 years now? That Chancellor will make vice president? Even now, as we speak, Joa Howard Taylor is still unsanctioned. True or false? For who business? Chancellor. For who war? Chancellor war. But who is she today? She wedding. I will say she wedding. She vice president.
Our president.
We made her vice president. Ali Kumpahi on sanction. But you have pas in America. She on sanction. They made an appeal recently. The US government turned it down again. Then he said, God forbid something happened to the old man. He's sick. Who will be vice president? That Prince Johnson, you want to be vice president? And we made Chancellor president, and you there? What happened? What happened now? Of course, she made mistake. And to say the vice president sick, they want old man you have been saying he's sick for a long time now. But our friends who are not sick, and they were serving in the government, including her special friend, Mabutu Nyimpa, they all died mysteriously. So let's put a sick old man there because the one who are healthy, they all not die.
30 seconds, Fagon.
I will not close. We're all laughing. And then
but Richardson, can we do 3-4 minutes? We are not many though.
That means you won't be enjoying the whole day. Come to your time, my brother. And then USA that Prince Johnson will come and be vice president because Kun with him. You will tell will be vice president. They sanction Kun, but they sanction you. All the Babatin Taylor did, they put it on your head too. In fact, you inside to your neck. Then you say, we want to make the other man vice president. Hey, Omar, yes. No. Not Omar, because we all just right in that age group, but enter Joel, you're not trying. Don't carry that thing nowhere again. They will stick it on you. I respectfully submit.
Thank you. Fadiga, your thoughts about what you just heard?
Well, madams, the funny thing about what I listened to yesterday. Madam Taylor started off with, I'm too old to lie, and she lied. And she started out the call. I know she said, I'm too old, I'm too big to lie, and I can't lie to you. But then she ended up doing exactly what we dread old people do, is to lie, and she lied. When I listened to, look, one thing I gathered from that before I even get to this the statement. In the last 24 to 48 hours, one thing that I've observed is a barrage of attack against Ambassador Boyka. I've seen it from Joel. I've seen it from our friends on the other side. For me, this is not necessarily a bad thing. It shows that Ambassador Boyka is the giant and is something that people try to bring down. That he's strong, and people are doing everything to impede his chances of rescuing that country. That's the first thing I gather from that thing. Specifically to what she said, when you listen to Madam Joel Taylor, and the whole attempt to make this a Prince Johnson is dead on arrival. Look, we are not talking about ancient time. Most of the people that are going to be voting know what happened in Liberia 1990. They are now like babies now. A lot of people have a little sense of what is happening and what happened in Prince Johnson role in during the civil conflict. Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kun, those two names don't even sound alike. In fact, both of them don't even look alike. So the fact that people keep mistaking Jeremiah Kun for Prince Johnson, I still don't understand why they keep trying to make this faulty comparison, because the bottom line here is Jeremiah Kun is a grown man. This man has run, this is the third, he won 3 times in the legislature. 3 times. And ordinary people just don't go on and win election. I don't care how dumb you can think the person is. This man have told his people from his constituents things for which they have supported him 3 terms. And they keep carrying him, sending him back there to represent them, sending him back there. Whatever you can call, whatever thing you want to say about him, people in Liberia believe in him. So the fact that, so they know who he is. I don't think they were supporting him because of Prince Johnson. And crimes are not transferable. A crime, look, Madam used Prince Johnson. I'm tired of people using Prince Johnson and then dashing and trying to scapegoat him and like, look, the bottom line here is Prince Johnson is not on the ballot. It's Jeremiah Kung and Ambassador Boyka. And I think the ambassador made the best choice. There couldn't have been any better choice. And people are panicking. So when you look up, you would think that Ambassador Boyka is the opposition, is the one in power. Because the attack right now, even some of our own friends in the opposition seem to be attacking this one man rather than the main man. So for some of you that have forgotten that who is in power and who is squandering our resources and who is bringing in drugs and making all those bad things happen, Jua Howard seems
30 seconds, my guy.
You know, so I think it is unfortunate, but I see an act of desperation. I see a regime that is crumbling. I see people that are panicking. And a few months from now, we hope to make the thing history and put it behind us. And that's my thing. She can keep saying what she want to say. Say Tabata. Time will tell.
Stanton, you ready?
Oh, and let me say.
Oh boy.
Let me say one thing that did not play in that video. She threatened the people.
We actually have more videos to come. This was just clip number 1.
I want you to play that.
Yeah, clip number 1. James is listening as well, so if he doesn't have that, but
so definitely I will ask James. James, can you play again? Let me just listen because those are just coming out. They want to listen to exactly what she said. Yeah, okay. This is the vice president.
You say that you want to rescue something. What that now? I need to find out what they want to rescue. I think they want to rescue themselves. And I don't want to take my time to start to say so many things. I want to say one thing. This team that they are putting together on their side, Boyka, Kunti. One of the vice president, yeah. So I just want to ask you one question, your press people. God forbid people elect Vice President Boyka as president. He died, who will be president? So we're going to make Prince Johnson president? That is a very critical issue. When you are choosing a vice president, you got to be careful. And you need loyalty, and you need somebody that will support you at all costs. Even if you want the person to say, I'm a chief. But you need somebody that's only happy that you say the person can carry on. So that we come and go to that question, we come and get the presidency too. But it's not for you. You need to think about it very carefully.
May the Lord watch between me and thee while we ask.
One from another. Amen.
Amen. You know, sometimes you put yourself in a position that you cannot. I see what Mo Ali was crying and said, do not put me in a situation I can't handle. Today I realized that. But my fellow Liberians, Madam Joy Howard Taylor, it's politics. It's politics. It's politics, man. She said the VP is not well. That's the first line. You know the vice president is not well. I don't know if that is true. Maybe Madam Joel Howard Taylor should give us document to tell the Liberian people that the VP is not well. Show us his medical record. Show us his medical record. So, and she said, God forbid, if they are elected. She said, God forbid, if they are elected. It's politics, folks. But I think Liberians out there, you will come to realize and you will decide 6 years under President George Manuel Weah and Dr. Taylor. Look at your life. Look at your current situation. Look at your children. Look at your sons and your daughters. I'm not going to put this on VP, Jose Yimabwaka. I would not put this on Jeremiah Kuhn. I would not put this on Prince White Johnson. I would not put this on Arizona Cummings. But I want this election to be President George Maina Weah, Joao Howard Taylor versus the people of Liberia. So everything Madam Taylor is saying, I will speak no evil, because I went into her house and I ate her collard green and it was so good. I sat in front of her, I drank her pepper soup, I ate her rice bread. I can talk to her. I respect her.
I mean, you compromise.
Say anything. You can say I'm compromised.
You compromise.
But everything Madam Taylor said today and everything Madam Taylor said yesterday is because of political season. The same Madam Taylor, if you say I compromise. I hope James got the picture ready. She visited JMB and she went down. Hey, James, please put that picture up. And JMB put his hand on top of her. I want the people to see. I don't need to speak. I like Madam Taylor. I would say nothing evil. God forbid.
Nobody says something evil.
No, Fagon, stop texting me. Stop texting me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Mind your business. I'm trying to talk. I'm protected. Dr. Richard,
you're not protected.
He interrupted me.
Mr. Fagon, let's protect Stanton.
He said everything the woman said that because of political
wait now.
The woman that mean she was talking to me when she
My
understand.
man.
How he feels.
So you want me all of the show? I can leave the show. Yeah, let me tell my own. You think I'm going to sit there for you and Fadiga to say the woman can travel, the woman on Sunshine? You think I will sit there for you to come down and go? No. I respect the old man. It's political talk. It's politics.
Put your picture up now.
James, before I leave, I beg you, you get that picture to put up when the old man went down the paper, put his hand on her? Hey, James, where's James? James can be kidding us sometimes. Dr. Richard said you're telling James not to put it up?
No,
it's in our chat room. Fagon.
Yeah,
it's in our chat room. Oh, the man watching again?
Okay. Well, as we wait for
No. I beg you, not as we wait. I beg you until we get it here.
Okay.
Because I want to be very. Look at how Fadiga look at me. Fadiga, I will say nothing evil about this woman today. My Liberian people, it's politics. Evil? But Dr. Richardson, can you block this man?
You think our Facebook?
That made it like African.
Because it's politics, folks. She gotta do what she gotta do. She's the vice president. She going back. She will be on the ticket with George Maina Weah. She gotta set up her base.
And God forbid,
she gotta say this way and say that way. But you know what's up? The Oma hand tie. That the Oma husband that said Tata won the Bible ain't no hand. They see Oma tell us say, get the picture, yeah. My Liberian people, let the picture. What more can I say? He's sick, but you bow down to him. That's why I said I like my action. I will say nothing. See no evil, speak no evil, yeah, no evil when it comes to Joao Howard Taylor. Because of my own man. But I will say this to you: the picture, as you see.
Yeah.
The picture, as you see. So everything Madam Taylor said today was politics. It's politics. You remember the chairman for CDC when he said liquor talk? That political talk. That all he's doing is CDC. It's JMB to pray over Madam Joao Howard Taylor.
Oh, that pray? I forgot.
Wait, let me do my show back. You can be rushing to talk cha. Fadiga. Yes, a picture.
Fadiga,
it took JMB to stand up. He stood up. He hold a Kengo. He took his right hand and he said, in the name of the Father, and in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit.
May you never become VP again.
Man, so what else can I say? I got nothing else to say. I got nothing. Jim, put a picture of I say you got 15 seconds. Don't eat my time.
Say it in the
say. Okay, you guys got to understand. Madam Joy Howard Taylor was the same person that said CDC can get her money. They made her to call, they made Joy to call her speech from the woman. They made Miguel to call her speech from the woman. Samuel Twain said, I will not give you fine. This very woman fought. She fought. She fought. She fought. She was on a lot of stress, tension. Trust me. You could have done the same thing if you're standing with Joe Manuel. We are in an election. But the Liberian people now read it. They understand it. This Madam Joy Howard Taylor can call her uncle Joseph Yema Bwaka. You don't know. She can speak with her uncle, like so many of them. Only God knows. So y'all be. I beg you. Y'all let my Oma start on this one. That's CDC politics. I read Dr. Richardson.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you.
Lead a picture there. Let Dr. Richardson look at you and talk.
How can you say that you want to rescue something? Why? What? I need to find out what they want to rescue. I think they want to rescue themselves. And I don't want to take my time to start to say so many things. I want to say one thing. This team that they are putting together on their side, Boyka Kunti. One of the five as well. Yeah. So I just want to ask one question on your press people. God forbid people elect Vice President Boyka as president. He died in seat. Who will be president? So we're going to make Prince Johnson president? When you are choosing a vice president, you gotta be careful. And you need loyalty, and you need somebody that will support you at all costs. Even you want the person to say, I'm a chief. But you need somebody that something happens and you say the person can carry on. So that we come and go to that question, we come and get the presidency to why is that for you? You need to think about it very carefully.
Well, I have to say that I really respect and admire many Liberian women in terms of how educated and how they articulate their thoughts and their words. I was Joy Howard, and I really enjoyed the way that she spoke. She knew the issue. I believe she is a good politician. But something, Stella, can you mute yourself, please? I'm hearing feedback. Something that she said that is troubling to me as it relates to our democracy, and I will tell you guys, she said, choosing a VP, you got to be very careful. Loyalty, someone to support you at all costs. I'm troubled by that, okay? To me, that is not loyalty at all. When you're loyal to someone, you should be able to speak your mind. You should be able to disagree with them. You should be able to tell them, you might want to do this, but I think differently. And she said, even if you are wrong, you should say the person that your chief. I don't agree with her in that manner at all. Yes, it is the manner of how you say things and how you do things and where you disagree. But I don't think that just because you're loyal to someone, it means that you can't tell the person how you feel or what you think, especially when someone is running our country. I think it's a problem for Liberia when we have a vice president who cannot or feel that she doesn't have the right or the time or the mindset to be able to express herself to her boss. when they should be working in close connection, in close agreement with each other to promote the vision of our country. I think this type of mindset where you can't tell your boss how you feel, or the president how you feel about what is going on in the country, breeds dictatorship. It also diminishes creativity in the country. And Lord knows we do need a lot of creativity in terms of moving our country forward. When you ask me how these small killing, extradition killing, I think something that I'm going to like to say, I think that extradition killing can come to the point where when we're in a groupthink kind of a situation where one person can say, I don't like this person, and nobody can stand up to that person to tell them how they feel about a situation. And then that person becomes threatened by other people who defer or have different views with them. And then, of course, the next thing, look, someone starts to disappear in the country, or someone, starts to lose their job. So I didn't particularly like those words that she said. Loyalty means that you can't express your views or your thoughts. I like loyalty. I like the idea of being loyal. I like, trustworthiness. I don't like, the betraying that occurs in our society. But I think, as a vice president in this modern world, you should be able to have a conversation with your boss. You guys can defer on how the country should be ran, but you can withhold your own feelings, especially when you have good feedback for the president. And I'll rest my case here. We can now go to our second tape if you guys don't have any further comments on this. Okay.
I just wanted to
I want to say something.
I mean, I have said, the point that really touched me was when she said, God forbid, if anything happens, she's in that position. God forbid, if something had happened to George Weah, like I said, did we want another Charles Taylor because of a link to him? But I'm looking more so that she wouldn't be able to even travel to the US because of the sanction. And I am thinking, why is she playing that line? Wasn't it the same PYJ that they were hanging out with in 2017 for her to become vice president today? And now Prince Johnson is a bad guy. And when we look at it, she and President Weah came to power, but they did a power sharing agreement with Mount Ellen, where they retained the services of the information minister, Eugene Nangwe, Bazanga Finley, Mr. Salif, Internal Affairs, Sam Wulu, Transport Ministry, Zianka and Prince Johnson, military, joint security. So I don't understand why she actually made that comparison when she's in a worse position than Jeremiah Kuhn is. She's in a bad position, worse. You see the pictures with them? Isn't that Prince Johnson running with that? So now look at Prince Johnson in the car with George Weah. So is Prince Johnson the president now? Look at Mount Ellen and Prince Johnson. This is why the librarian asking the question, widow, why are they putting one for JMB to be president? Well, everybody know the answer now. Because even if you're betting your own heart, JMB will ask you where you get the money from. And he's coming. He's heading to the mansion, and we're hearing the sound. He's not coming fast. JMB is not running for the presidency. He's not running. He don't have that energy and that strength to be running. He's taking his time just walking. Because that's 5 months to go. When he get there, how you pay your horse, you will explain. Who gave you the 13 cars, you will explain. They play the drug scheme fund, you will explain. Why you didn't find the people guilty after you knew all this, you will explain. Who received the 11 million and what they did with it, you will explain. The 30 million for the stimulus package, you will explain. The money for the mop-ups only, you use 17.5. How you use it, they will explain. So nobody wants JMB to be president because of those reasons. So if the Liberian people want to know, then JMB is their choice.
I should say, what guy?
So what I want to say, and this is some of the things that saddens me about Madam Joel. Look, we're talking about Joel Howard Taylor. There is no her history in Liberia, how she rose to prominence, it still makes some of us to cringe. This is the former wife of an ex-warlord turned convicted war criminal. Charles Taylor, if you look at the charges against Charles Taylor, if you look what Charles Taylor did to some of us and the hero in Liberian history, Joel Taylor should not be anywhere near power. Besides that, this lady stubbornly went with the MPFL. She is still carrying on Charles Taylor's legacy in Liberia in the name of the MPP, a party that will hash out of brutality. These guys ought to our futures. Madam Taylor served on his side through all those atrocities. What was her role? What did she advise him? What did she do? So she have no moral authority to even question anything in Liberia. And look where it has gotten her. She is Joel Howard Taylor today because she came from a notorious warlord. One that supported the RUF, that meme and gave people long sleeve, short sleeve, everlasting smile, and all those different heinous crimes. She did not divorce herself from him. She still carries that notorious name. She's Howard. She chose to arrogantly carry that name. You think anybody won't be associated with Adolf Hitler at this time? Even Adolf Hitler terrorists are running away from it. I ain't even see nobody that call Hitler anywhere in the world, anywhere, every permanent person. People are distancing themselves for that thing. But this lady has carried on this legacy. Not only that, she is in power because of that legacy. The MPP lays on to her. Charles Taylor is still in Liberia manifesting whatever thing he can do in Liberia because of her. And then she want to talk about this person more Liberia. It is only in Liberia we can have a Joel Howard Taylor. So the Liberian people are very generous, you know, and she shouldn't be talking.
Thank you. Stina, do you have any final thoughts before we go to the next clip? We're going to go to the phone lines.
No, I think it is important, and everybody that I want to ask Fagon, and the folks asking me, maybe you can answer. What was Joel placed on sanction? And is she still on sanction? Because you said something to that.
I think she was removed from that sanction because what happened in Lisbon?
No, I asked him Fagon. Let me ask Fagon. Then you guys can come in next. Fagon, please. You are muted. You are muted, Fagon.
Joel will have to tell the Liberian people because from my investigation and what I know so far, the lawyers applied to the U.S. government for her sanction to be lifted, and they were declined in court. So she needs to come up, and I'm challenging her. You know, I got eyes in the sky, my ears on the ground, and I'm eavesdropping and looking and spying. Even in Dr. Francine house, if you come from Dr. Francine kitchen, you bend left, you can go down the stairs into the basement.
Please stay with the story today, okay?
I will stay with the story. I don't want to tell people I got eyes in the sky. Now, she needs to come forward and say, no, I'm not on sanction. No, they didn't write my lawyers last year. But last year said, oh, yeah, for the last. We in 2023, yeah. And said, no, we're not going to do it. So again, when was the last time you heard Joel in the States? Okay, so you can find the answer.
I've seen picture of her in the States.
No, that picture we saw her, she came with Eugene Langbe and way back. That time the struggle was on, man, was what they call him. But I said, when was the last time she was back here? They know. So what I'm saying is this. Fadiga put it the right way. You were first lady to Charles Taylor when they were giving people short sleeve, long sleeve. Long sleeve means they cut your hand here to the wrist. Shortly mean they cut it right here to the elbow. Smiling face, they tear your mouth. Ex-convict, they put X on your back with a sharp knife. Her husband was the president. Her husband is indeed at The Hague. And I'm being respectful of him because some kind of way, we are from Arlington, Georgia Road West. My horse right side Boxer horse. If he listening, watching the show, you will say, oh, they call me Boxer. Yeah, I'm the son of my man Viola Wright, the nephew of Michael Wilkins Wright. Should I name all? No. But the truth is, now you're saying whether you want Ahmed to be president. Nah, don't do that, Enter Jewel. You know, the children call you Enter Jewel. Don't do that. Because if you do that, then you put yourself in a very difficult, tight spot. Because at the end of the day, then you should not even be around power. Why? Because this man is just a member of Prince Johnson party turned political leader. You were the wife. Now where? Is she divorced now? Yeah. But you still carry the name. Jewel Howard Taylor. So you see, Charles Taylor is closer to the presidency. True or false, Fadiga? Do we want him closer to the presidency?
Trying to find something. There was a hearing in the U.S. Congress that even questioned Jewel Howard Taylor. I found in that video. I found it just I think a couple of years ago. There was a sanction list because of that. I'll find that just as you guys go on. Just give me.
Let me finish my question. Why you find that? Fagon, is it true that Madam Jewel applied to the embassy and she was denied so many times, and she can only come to America on a direct restricted visa, if approved by the president and the ambassador himself?
If the situation, again, I said if.
Let me say the reason why I said this. I beg you, Fagon, it will help your explanation, because the Lutheran Church in Trenton, almost 3 years ago, Madam Jewel Taylor visited that church. And I just want you to understand this. In Trenton, the Redeemer Lutheran Church, you know, there's the church, the Liberian Lutheran Church over there, and she visited that church. So I'm asking you, though, is that a kind of restricted visa she always travel with coming to America?
That's why I said the best thing, if the situation was not as it is today, where you go ask questions tomorrow, you're looking around to see if they will kill you. There's so many questions journalists have got to ask our politicians. I don't care whether it be JMB, Kuhn, Jewel, but there's some questions they are afraid to ask because of what will happen to them. And that's one of the questions you are asking. You see, Nyambli, I think this year alone, Nyambli not kind just to use the bathroom and go back. You and I know, I'm literally saying, she comes here just like, I'm going there, coming back. In fact, in 2 weeks' time, maybe she'll be here again.
Eugene, it's very important that I say this. I just found a video, and apparently I dug that video and I did it on my podcast a couple of years ago. If I can, probably around 2017. Jewel Howard Taylor had come to America to request for her husband to be released. Most people in Liberia do not know that story. Senator, I think then Representative Senator Donovan was asking one of the U.S. foreign mission in Liberia, why is it that Jewel Howard Taylor and the American government were very concerned that she was being tapped to be vice president on the CDC ticket, but she came. The video, I just put it in the chat room, I want you to play it. You will listen to people in Congress asking that question that Jewel Howard Taylor, listen to it. And I uploaded the video on YouTube.
But no sound.
It's
play it. It's not playing.
It's not even playing. They got to press play.
Play it. Press play.
Take it from there until you visit, man.
Press play. And not that Danon Yamamoto.
But you the one who putting this up? You?
Not me or that thing a good deal.
James, put it down. Put it down till you get it ready, man.
Get it right, and I uploaded that
So,
video.
but Al, I have a question.
Well, let me ask I beg you, Dr. Richardson. I will ask him a question when he brought in the video. Can you allow me, please?
I will ask my question when you finish.
Yeah, because I have seen that video, Fadika, and I would not say who sent that video.
I uploaded that video a couple of years ago. I uploaded
to
that
people like
video. It's on my
we
channel.
are still committed to ensuring that the
James, you are interrupting us, James. Whatever you're doing, try to do it right, please. So my thing is that though, so can she travel? This vice president, Madam Joa Howard Taylor, can she travel to the United States on the claim visa? On the that's the diplomatic visa. I want you guys to answer.
It's been a while because the last interview she did, the last program she did in Minnesota, I should have the clip. She did it in Minnesota and Radio Africa covered it that time. I think it was just before the election. I have not seen her in the U.S. since. But based on that, I don't think that she cannot come to the U.S. I still believe that she can come to the U.S. The sanction that was on her was that blanket sanction that was placed on the entire Charles Seder family when they were still trying to get him. I stand to be corrected, but that was the sanction. As far as that sanction still being on her, I'm not too sure. But what I do know is Senator Representative, well, I think Congressman Donovan was making specific reference to her coming here to ask the American government to help release Charles Seder. And that was concerning.
I'm getting information, and to be fair, we have to just say, Dr. Rich is saying, I'm getting information that what you are saying is right, Fadika. Woolston raised the question in Congress, but they found Madam Taylor to lie in her answer. They found her to lie in her answer. And therefore, again, they couldn't proceed to clear her name that she can travel freely. So you guys can continue on. It just been confirmed. This is the current vice president. If she's on traveling restriction, then that's a serious issue.
Why you not let her respect me when I get news? They want our congressman. I said the letter. She told her lawyer, and they went to the court. The court said no. You will remain on sanction.
Ellen was trying to push it, but it didn't work. You know,
they are also saying the middle of last year, around August, September, Madam Taylor applied for a visa and she was denied.
Okay.
She applied for a visa and she was denied. So, gentlemen, people hearing us and sending us this information, if it is true, I hope we can hear from Madam Taylor.
So you don't believe me? I'll go play football.
Yeah, go play your football and come back.
I gotta throw that on.
From Dr. Francine dining room table, you bend left. You go down into her basement. You will see. I'm gonna explain.
I heard, and this individual want to come on the show, Dr. Richardson, to explain the reason why Madam Joa Howard Taylor is on traveling restriction. And she probably going to remain on traveling. It's not only about her husband's situation, it's her involvement with this government as well. And they want to come on the show and explain. So we will set a date for this lawyer to appear, and we can have that conversation. Go ahead, Dr. Richardson.
I mean, it would be good for us to get some clarity, with the information that Mr. Fagon brought forth, and also Fadika is also playing in the videotape. So it's be good for us to just get some clarity on this. I'm not sure. I know I've seen pictures of her being here in the United States. I do remember it was here that she made a comment about justifying why they should get the $30,000 because a lot of people come and beg them. Or the salary that they get, either the $30,000 or the salary that they get. But anyway, we'll wait until the lawyers come on. You said Stanton, and then
they want to come on and speak. I did listen from the beginning of this whole Joa thing. You guys know I was kidding because I believe that it's politics. But once you guys begin to dig and explain this thing, it's concerning. And Fadika, you are right. It is concerning. We can have that conversation. And this is what Spoon Talk is about. But can we play the Fadika video, James? Is it ready? No volume, James. James Gooden, can you come on? Because we're not hearing what you're saying.
They're beating Barca again, I can tell.
I have audio.
James, can you come on, please? Can you come
I'm
on?
on.
Come on. James, come on the show. Thank you. You just listen, James. You just got on. We are not hearing anything this person is saying.
I don't know what to do again because I'm hearing it playing from my end.
Okay, so can you play on your cell phone and let's just come through the microphone while we watch this guy?
All right, come.
Start it from the beginning so that it matches.
Yeah, I'm coming 1 minute.
My message to not only the diaspora but to the people of Liberia is that we are still. My message to not only the diaspora but to the people of Liberia is that we are still committed to ensuring that the results after the elections will be as strong and as robust and continue because this remains a priority country.
Thank you. Jewel Taylor is the former wife of Charles Taylor, current senator and the vice presidential candidate, and she was reportedly in the United States this year advocating for the release of her husband, her former husband, from prison. Could you tell us what efforts are being made about Senator Taylor's imprisonment and our efforts to have him released?
You mean Charles Taylor?
Yes.
Okay. He's in jail for the long term. We have not made any efforts to seek any change or adjustment to the due process and what was adjudicated by the court systems.
Okay. Had his wife met with folks from the state? Do you know at all?
We don't normally comment on. Okay, but let me just say, yes, we did. We did meet with Joel Howard Taylor, and those conversations, I think, are between us.
We totally understand,
Yeah.
Mr. Ambassador. Thank you.
But believe me, messages were passed.
Great, thank you. Mr. Sanderson, USAID.
Messages was passed. Listen to that video, and we did that.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question, Fadika. Can you now, for those on the other side that listen by way of radio, explain why was this conference important?
So right before the election, when the MPP was getting involved in its merger with a coalition with the CDC, Jewel apparently was in contact with Charles Taylor, and they were trying to use this as a means to come back to power. And why in power? In fact, Charles Taylor did speak to George Weah. I need to find that video during that time. Charles Taylor, George Weah even acknowledged that he spoke to Charles Taylor, and Charles Taylor were kind of coordinating things that because a sitting government could appeal for him to be released or have some clemency. You remember that it was Ellen that requested him from Nigeria, for which they had to arrest him. So they brought him on Liberian soil. He touched the ground for a few seconds, and then they had to take him out. That was some diplomatic something that they had to do. So Jewel Howard Taylor, in her wisdom or whatever thing she was trying to do, was seeking Charles Taylor release. So she had come to the U.S. If you listen to Dano Yamamoto, he was saying that we cannot discuss this thing because it's a private something. It's not private, but it's a top secret thing. But messages were exchanged, and they push on the message that the American government were not even going to indulge in that kind of conversation or even attempt to release something. But what this clearly shows that Jewel Howard Taylor has the blood of so many Liberians on her. She doesn't have to write the moral rectitude to even be discussing these things. She is where she is now. But the whole plan for the CDC was to help release Charles Taylor. That plan may have changed. You saw during the first term of Weah, she was sidelined. They had a whole lot of things to say about her. She was, at least Omen Burka was packed, but she was not even on the scene. They denigrated her, say a whole lot of things. It was recently before they even meant that something. So that was what happened. So in that hearing, in fact, there was a resolution on that. I have the resolution. I'll be sending it in the chat room based on that. So she did come here. That was just before the election. So part of the CDC plan was to help release Charles Taylor, negotiate a release from him. But you know how that worked. It was not going to happen. But Jewel didn't mind trying. She tried. You know.
Wow. Fagon, you want to add to it?
You don't even hear some of the stories. Let me say this thing.
We're going.
Hello?
You're good, Fagon. Go ahead.
Let me say this to you. John Yomi was the Deputy Minister of National Security and Isaac V for Public Works. 2 ministers. Charles Taylor was out of the country. Those 2 ministers were killed on allegation that they tried to overthrow President Taylor. I gave you 2 names. And Jewel Howard Taylor was on a talk show at the time, and the little child asked Jewel Howard Taylor, "Can you bring back my father? Can you bring him home?" And Jewel said that I'm going to try to bring your father home. The husband was Cynthia Yomi. She cried. She said, "Jewel, when I fair for you to kill my husband this way." Mose Blah was held in connection with that also. He was dismissed, but later released and reinstated. You want to ask Jewel how John Yomi and Isaac they died? No trial, nothing. Killed them straight. And when Jewel didn't play this game, it becomes a dangerous thing. It digs up the wounds. It brings back fresh memories. And she was the first lady. And this child cried. This child cried to her and said, "Can you bring back my father?" And when Charles said, "Okay, oh yes."
But you are not saying that Jewel was involved in the killing of them, though. I want us to be clear.
She was the first lady of her husband who brutally killed these people, who ordered the killing of his own 2 ministers. She was on a talk show. And the reason why I'm reading, if you want, I send a link to you of the many papers that carry it. So imagine now, Cynthia Yomi and others are with her husband. The little girl who cried to her when she was on the show that day is without the father. And you, the wife of the man who ordered the execution of these people without fair trial, will today say, "Y'all want a Prince Johnson presidency? Who made you vice president today? Was it not Prince Johnson?" Well, so today now, Prince Johnson and Charles Taylor, or the Taylor NPFL and the Prince Johnson INPFL, as Liberians watching right here. They put a girl in there, Cynthia Howard Yomi. Cynthia Howard Yomi. So let me ask you this. Prince Johnson faction and Jewel Howard Taylor faction, who did the most, who killed the most, who carried out the most heinous crimes? You bring this kind of topic up, you can't survive the debate. It's too hard. That's all I can say. It's too hard.
Yeah, to be referencing Prince Johnson is disingenuous, honestly. For Jewel Howard Taylor to even be mentioning Prince Johnson, who is not nowhere, he's not even vice president. He did his own thing. Jeremiah Kuhn was a baby, probably 10 or 11 years old before when the war was starting. He was just a kid when those things were going on, had no influence, nothing. It's sad, but this is what we have. Hey, but we'll be digging deeper. I have more to the story. It's been a while since, I think this was just before the election. So it's almost 6-7 years ago. But
it's like if my alien was to say, "I don't want to see Prince Johnson anywhere around power." Like you treat a man in Libya, you get a man in come. Yeah. Then you end up being in power for 12 years, but you don't want to see the man near power. Who is supposed to talk to now? Who?
And the same Prince Johnson campaign with them. You see the difference, you see the contradiction. Jewel Howard Taylor stood shoulder to shoulder with Prince Johnson. Look at that. Look at McGill, all of them. Now he's the man. And in Liberia didn't win. These guys have looted this country, and Prince Johnson have played no part in the loot. Why would he play part in Joseph Boyka government?
But everything that has happened in the government, everything that has happened, what part Prince Johnson play inside?
Prince Johnson played, I want to say, Prince Johnson the corner speak for him. So that Boyka will tell you and put you
for
on
the
table.
last 18 years, the corner speak from Prince Johnson. 18
But gentlemen, so we're gonna have somebody to come talk to Liberia about Jewel Howard Taylor and whether she can travel to the United States or not. We're gonna have somebody to come talk to her about her life, the Jewel Howard Taylor's life, and, you know, becoming First Lady, Senator, Vice President, and her works. What have she done for Liberia?
She used Chancellor.
I saw. Actually, I don't know. Farika, I don't know if what do you mean by she used Charles Taylor?
There's a reason. There's a strategic reason why Jewel Howard Taylor left the name Taylor. She could have erased that chapter of her life. She could have erased it, knowing that this man was. Look, Madonna Richardson, you are General Richard. Imagine. I know your husband is a nice man. Imagine your husband was convicted of a heinous crime. You as a female, will you want to be traveling around with that name? Adolf Hitler. Let's say you were Adolf Hitler. I don't even want to put that thing on your husband name. Adolf, you are married to a Hitler. Will you be passing around with Madam Adolf Hitler?
Well,
after everything that was committed in that person's name?
Fadiga, I think we started this show by saying this is political season, right? And politics.
And your bestie said it. Your bestie, right?
Yeah.
Now let me say that the compromise state on that.
Wait now, but when we flip politics in Liberia is so interesting. You guys are just sort of, unfolding the issue leading to loyalty, trust, our history, which is good. I think Liberian people need to know it. And going back to the name, it reminds me when Hillary Clinton, the past election, just went ahead.
Exactly.
Hillary. Everybody was saying Hillary. She dropped actually the Clinton's name. We may have a choice to do that, but I'm not sure if I would strongly say that she used.
She did. Let me tell you what happened in Bone County. Charles Taylor is very popular.
She was going to be Bone County. In Bone County.
In Bone County. Look at that. The second thing you should know, draw it from the MPP. This woman rode under the MPP. She is where she is based on the MPP. What is the MPP? The MPP came from the MPFL.
Well, those men elected her, right? They sat there and elected her.
No, but I'm saying we wouldn't be talking Jewel Howard Taylor today had it not been for Taylor.
She was
I'm not talking about competence. I think she's very competent. I think she highly educated.
Let me say this real quick. I beg you, Fadiga. Sorry to interrupt you. The Honorable Senator Prince Yedu Johnson said he wanted to assure everyone that Sunday at his church, he will reply fully to Honorable Vice President Madam Jewel Howard Taylor.
No, man,
you want to tell everyone.
For 2 minutes.
Hey, my man. Okay, let me let you get one announcement.
For 2 minutes.
Let me let you get one announcement, man. You get problem too much, man.
Yes.
Let me let you get yeah. Let you get one announcement.
Let you
get one announcement. Yeah. Yeah, Papa said I'm gonna tell y'all that Sunday you will reply to VP Jewel Howard Taylor.
Yeah, but he on the lamb.
I'm gonna leave it, Papa, alone. By the message Sunday.
But
you call him. You call him. You call him and leave me alone. Call him.
My phone's
going to the phone line soon.
No, we can't go to the phone line without responding to somebody. Okay. And we will find time to call Madam Jewel Howard Taylor too, because to tell you the truth, to me, it's political season. People are going to dig deeper. They will say what they want to say. That's fine. But you're right. Prince Johnson said he will respond to Madam Taylor on Sunday at his church program. Fagon will call PYJ. I just spoke to him. That's what he said. And I think that would be the best thing to do. And thereafter, he will appear on Spoon to speak to our audience. I want to say this to everyone. Fagon with ugly half face. I want to say this to everyone real quick, folks. That he won't bring the puppy in. I told him, man, take your call. I don't know why he's taking your call. I told PYJ not to take your call.
Did you guys call? Did you call Madam Taylor to ask her to at least speak as well?
Yes, we would do that. This thing we come to a place
that people will have to answer. To be able to do that.
Yes, we'll do that. But let me say this though. Let me say this. I like my life, and I like the fact that we can have this conversation because this too is Liberia conversation. Dolo, my man. Dr. Richardson, what's going on with your CPP chairman Musa Hassan Bedete? No. That's my own open statement. I don't want to tell business. Tell Honorable Fagon, bring in PYJ. What's going on with Musa Hassan Bedete? Musa Fadiga.
Fagon, hold on. I'm not sure why you asked me that.
Fagon said I'm a talk. Because Fagon called him Omer Musa.
I think your question
Fagon called him Omer Musa this morning. I don't know why he got the Omer Musa from. Fagon a bad man.
Let's move on, man.
Yeah, that originally move on. Fadiga, you want us to move on or you want me to talk?
Guys, let's stick with the politics of Liberia. Yeah. You know, that's what people are interested in.
Again, my sister. We can't hear about that GB. We want to talk, don't talk. Okay.
I want to tell them one because Musa. But that's a Richardson though. Maybe we can have that conversation tomorrow. Go ahead, Fadiga.
No, I got nothing but respect for Musa. Musa and myself, Honorable Bedete and myself, we have mutual respect for one another, and I respect that. I don't know what's going on, but I listened to his podcast yesterday. I could sense the frustration. My only thing here is that both sides are doing it, the pointing fingers. And then when I woke up this morning, I see some of my folks in the CPP/ANC still attacking. And the saddest part about it is that I see them aligning themselves. When I listen to my oldest brother, my big brother, Remy Gray, telling Liberians that this government that has a very bad track record of extrajudicial killing and different stuff, telling them that they should punish the citizen for exercising their democratic franchise, I cringe. And the only reason is because these people are not endorsing the guy. That's the only reason. And it was not even grounding any kind of legal thing or not that they were violating. I'm like, how will you be telling this rebel kind of government to prosecute people for doing what is prescribing our constitution to do as freedom of assembly? You know, so I was shocked. And when I see them sharing things from the CDC, sometimes I woke up this morning, I couldn't differentiate the ANC from the CDC because it seemed that the both groups had combined their attack on Ambassador Boyka. That has to stop. That's my only thing I have to tell.
That's what you got feeling. You have your time. Thank you, Mama.
Mr. Billy, because what I heard yesterday is that we will all need one another when it comes to second round, and that time will eventually come.
But so Fadiga, hold on 1 minute. Fadiga. Let me interrupt you. I know you'll continue. Who said that? Who said we'll all need one another in the second round?
I think I heard him saying, Mr. Benedict.
Benedict is not part of opposition. Benedict don't need you in the second round, Fadiga.
Why? Why do you think so?
No, he's not.
I still believe that he's part of.
You know, I was only saying that CPP, we should save Benedict conversation for another time, and I will respect them.
I think he's.
But are you? That's why he thinks. That's why he tried to portray people to believe that he's part of CPP.
I kind of believe him though.
Benedict, he's not part of the CPP. It's all about the Benjamins.
Which Benjamin?
Okay? It's all about money. Let me have my turn now, Mama. I beg you. Can I have my turn?
I wanted to make sense to me.
I love to have my. You guys, let me say this. I like to have my turn.
You want to go first?
I want
to go first because it's not going to be too long. You know, first of all, Fadiga, you know, we and I disagree on what happened yesterday and the day before at the Capitol building. Whether it was CDC or whether it was the Unity Party, I think it is wrong. I think it's against the Constitution. It's against the Constitution.
It's not though.
Fadiga, give her a chance. Fadiga, give her a chance. Let she finish. I beg you, brother.
For you to get your staffers to come and have a showmanship contest at the Capitol building. In this country, where is it, Fadiga, that you see, and you've been a lot of public servants and you've been in a lot of public spaces, public building. Where do you see people going to go have their campaign or you know their party for the rear party for the campaign in a government building, in government property? So I think, and we can disagree on that. I actually pulled a few rules, and let me just see if I can get it. A few rules, and I know I'm going to take some time spent on this. I know you want to rush to talk about something else. I pull a few rules that you should do in a federal building. You may not wear your political button shirts, may not display or just distribute campaign materials, may not perform campaign related chores, may not make political contributions. These are all things that you can't do for the most part, in a federal building. Okay. So now you are saying to us that it is constitution for staffers to have the political party in the Capitol building. And I'm saying, I believe that is wrong. That is not constitution. And that is unethical. When it comes to Musa Bili's story, it is political. I have been around Musa Bili for a long time. If I'm going to say I don't want to talk about him, no, but I actually will say that in my experience and relating to him, I have not had him, display any type of lack of interest in the CPP at all. I think he's one of the hardest working chairmen that I have seen in the CPP. Now, if you guys know other things about him, it is your right, as I always say on this show, to discuss that. It is your view. We always say, I told my own, you told your own. And I'll leave it at that. I finished talking my own.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. And that's why we love you on this show. And thank you for giving us the time to address this issue. I know we have time to continue with Madam VP Taylor Clips. Hassan, you want to go first? Then I'll wrap up because I need time to address this. Benedict, then Fagon will take us home.
Yeah, let me just, what I want to say is this. Like Dr. Richardson said, I have no reason to doubt that Chairman Bility is part of the opposition and something. I think he's one of the hardest working guys to be on Cummings. I think had it not been for Bility, Cummings wouldn't be where he is today. But the unfortunate part is, that's one of the things that gets me with the hypocrisy with our folks in the ANC side. When they find it expedient to do certain things, they would do it. They would show the morals, everything under the roof. And then when it's not in their interest, they tend to kick against it. I have some ANC/CPP folks that were vehemently attacking Musa Bility. They call him they say a lot of denigrating things about him. But when he found out that this man was the backbone and one of the men, the pillow that Mr. Cummings was standing on, then they back off. I have those clips, I have those messages. But one of the things I admire about Bility is his level of tolerance. He's very tolerant. And you need that in politics. I wish I had that much tolerance. I'm very intolerant with certain things, and sometimes it shows in my way, the way I handle things on social media or even in something. But I like that. But when I will say, oh, he with the government and giving reason, I haven't really seen any genuine reason. If it is a tax is not a crime in Nigeria. If you say you pay people owe tax in America, I haven't really seen anything genuine. I've spoken to him a couple of times, and everything that I've heard.
Are you trying to insinuate about tax?
No, I'm saying if
because our road fund money. Okay.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If the road fund money and all those things, those are things that I don't think that there are enough evidence to show that he's a seller. What I've gathered from all the time that I've spoken with Chairman Bility is a man that has shown complete loyalty to Mr. Cummings and to the point, even sometimes at his own detriment or a political ambition, he's committed to the process. He wants to see this through. What I think going to happen second round, he will probably allow cool heads to prevail, and I won't be surprised that he would do the right thing to join whoever comes. He said it, and I see no reason why he would not join Ambassador Boyka, because Ambassador Boyka, based on what we can see right now, is definitely going to be the next man that will be running neck to neck with President Weah. And I'm just waiting and know that he's going to be on board on our rescue team. So I don't want us to burn those bridges that we have to cross on later on. Besides that, I respect the man. I respect his achievement. I respect a lot of things about him. So I won't go into all the details of what happened. I know he chose some jab at Stanton. He chose some jab at something. But Stanton is a big guy. Eugene Fargo is a big guy. These guys can fight on their own. I don't need to fight for them.
But that's the issue for the guy. You know, Ability myself had a problem before, you know, and I look him in the face. I told him exactly what I felt about him.
Yeah.
All right. I do not trust Ability when you say that he's an opposition. If you see opposition, you know opposition. Ability, like so many of them, they would do anything for the money. The issue about the squeezing Charlene Bronskin to take $3 million from Mr. Cummings is true. Charlene Bronskin would agree to run on the ticket of Mr. Cummings based on the fact that Mr. Cummings will pay her law practices all the time, all of that, and the 1 year, 2 years, they were back and forth negotiating. This is not secret. They were back and forth negotiating. They know exactly what's happening. It's not free. Benedict have tried to, you know, I hate when people try to say X, Y, and Z. You know very well it's true. You know very well for each endorsement, you're trying to collect money from Mr. Cummings. I said on the show, I went against CPP. It was nothing free. It was nothing free, my people. Benedict didn't take Liberty Party to Mr. Cummings for free. It was all about the money. He have tried over and over and over again till some wise people start coming around Mr. Cummings and start opening Mr. Cummings' eyes. This thing about Charlene Bronskin. Sources came, they said it. The meeting that was held at Charlene Bronskin's father's house. That's what making Benedict mad, because it was revealed. They negotiated on the amount. And they say it's bad because I say it. If nothing for free, you want to pay the woman expensive because she gets on the ticket, rightly so, Mr. The CPP should do that for Charlene. They should take care of her. That's what they do here. But don't increase the price on and use it means, use this channel now to get money from Mr. Cummings, and you say you're loyal to him. You believe? I spoke to people in CDC, Fadika. 4:03 in the morning, I used to be on the phone with Sedition. You know. The very Kev Hassan would call me and I tell them, say, no, I don't want to. I'm not going to call some of their name. Benedict is in bed with CDC. Everything Benedict be saying that joke. Benedict right now backing Jeremiah Kuhn and Prince Johnson for MDR not to feed or Kennedy in that race in Nimba. I dare Benedict to bomb up Jeremiah Kuhn. All the blah he talking, all the tabata he talking, he will never bomb up Jeremiah Kuhn. He will lose that race in Nimba. I dare him. The phone calls to Coons, the phone call to Prince Johnson, backing them, having agreement with them, knowing that Cummings will not win the election, and he said, gentlemen, I'm on your side. He negotiating phone calls to Unity Party. I said here, I got all the information. I challenge Benedict if he didn't call Jeremiah Kuhn. I challenge, you know what? They will be professional because they need him.
This is what I know. Can I say something?
Hold on, Fadika, hold on, let me finish. It's important. for me to finish. I beg you, my brother.
Ain't finish, and then we taking phone calls
It's
today?
important for me to finish.
I will talk to you. I will talk.
You were tough, Fagon. You were tough.
I will talk.
Bellator, all that thing he's doing, all that thing Bellator doing. Let me say this to you. And sometimes when the information that come, I pause. When the thing happened, Bellator knew where he was, who he was speaking to. He knew that. He said, "Why you can't stop Fagon and Stanton? Is this how we operate? That better go to sleep, man." I'm not like some of them that will screenshot text messages and post it, but you know what I'm talking about. Bellator been dragging commies. He been dragging commies. He won that money.
It's
and
sweet for you.
The last offer.
Pepper there is sweet.
My man, let me talk. I beg you. Fagon, you do your podcast. Let me talk. I will black you. And the last offer right there, I will say this to the Liberian people. I hate Bellator, but I hate for people to play between CDC and CPP. Now it's CPP, Mr. Cummings, then you pave it now to UP. Be stable, Bellator. You endorse Mr. Cummings as CPP Liberty Party. Then you backtrack. Then you went to Joe Weir. Then you backtrack. That is the time you want to bring the UP. You know what Bellator backing for? His last conversation, you know what's about why? The road for money, his cases in court, the terminal that stole his fuel. Come on, man. The man is beginning to negotiate. He knows when CDC is out of power, they will go after him. If you remember, Costa been beating this in Joseph Yima Boyka ear. You know how many times Bellator have called to meet Joseph Yima Boyka? You know how many times? I know. I know.
I know too.
And that they say.
And our friend.
Bellator shouldn't try it. I know where they met. I know who he met. Bellator look in the people's face and say, "My man, no comments cannot win the election."
Thank you.
Let's negotiate. Let's negotiate for second round.
Bellator said.
Bellator don't say your lead Charlene again. Your lead Charlene Bronsky. That Bellator post the last phone call to UP that Charlene have accepted to be vice president of the commies. 3 days ago, Bellator post that phone call. Listen, folks. I went in the CDC camp. I didn't endorse them. I went through with the same Bellator and other folks who name I don't want to call. They say, "Come stingy. Come stingy." When I endorse them, my man, you think I here for that vlog? Come here, can spend money. Bellator say, "Cool off. We find way, we get the money." Ask them. I mean, we can't work for nothing. We're not work for CPP. Bellator say, "Cool off." They have tried. They have tried. I know Charlene Bronsky. She's a decent lady. I respect her. I respect her family. I will not denigrate them. I know that. The guy was between a rock and a hard place. All about the $3 million.
3 minutes, 3 seconds.
You don't sit over here. You don't sit over here and you think it's a joke. I sit down. My phone go off every second.
Okay.
Every second. Bellator shouldn't try it. He's not there because he loves Mr. Cummings. Let you continue to place phone calls. Let you continue to text them.
Okay. All right.
Dr. Richardson, you didn't rush Bellator. Don't rush me. You will. Just give me 1 more minute. I just get 1 minute to 6:30. 1 more minute, I'm begging you.
Let
me beg up, man. Let me beg her. Let me beg her. You see that thing about Bellator, sometimes we remain quiet and they won't play that game to deceive the Liberian people. They need to stop. I don't need nothing from Liberia. I want no position. Bellator now play CDC. They chase him for the man. He bent down in case Joe Weir for. He left from there. He went to Mr. Cummings. He played Mr. Cummings. And now he telling UP people, say, "Mr. Cummings can't win. You're just there, close this thing. I see you in the second round." Because I say you vest. 3 days ago who you were talking to, Berete? Who you were texting back and forth? Did you call Jeremiah Kuhn? Did you call people around Jeremiah Kuhn? Did you call Prince Johnson? That it should MDR shouldn't feel a candidate in Nimba? What's your agreement? Go sleep, my Berete. Don't make us talk. We here for nonsense. Take your show back. I know Fagon want to speak, but it's up to you.
Thank you. Are we going to the phone line?
But I didn't talk. Are you an Alpha Digger finish?
I mean, your mouth on a piece.
I just want to know, are we going to the phone lines today?
It's 10:30. No, that's Fagon Club because that TT saying that.
Okay.
It's 10:30.
You're too talk.
Okay, if I go say yours, and then we're gonna do our closing comments so you can get.
Yes, ma'am.
Treat me like this.
No.
Because you're outside child. You're outside child. Now you treat better. Now you treat Omer Musa. Now you treat Omer Musa.
I said 10 o'clock tonight instead of 6:30.
After 10.
You were soon calling me finish.
In Liberia.
Listen, you know, Stanton, I just sent you a video. Please don't play it. That video is about Joel Howard Taylor. I also sent you a screenshot. Don't read it. Don't say anything. Look, some of the things we can hold back, we don't hold it back because we want her. We are counter punchers. Look at Brother, look at me and say, I have educated. Hey, we're going to palo asiso. Hey, Brother, you made me to spend almost $900 per airplane ticket to go to Philadelphia for Stanton to face between me and you. We said on that we know what we thought as men. You put your team on how we get ceasefire with small peace pipe. That me today again you cursing you. Should I talk about you or should I leave it? This ability, I will not talk about him. I will tell him what other people know. This ability against the advice of Charles Walker Bromsky, took Harrison Conway, Ben Samby, and brought him to CDC. He sold that part of Liberty Party, collected the money, weapon. They same penalty. After Bromsky said they should go, Youngly went and brought him back. He stole the party, he carried it to Nimba and sold it there to Ellis Cummins. Ben Samby was your brother on the platform. He stood right on the platform. He said he attended the endorsement by Zoom. Therefore, he endorsed Cummins. The Bazopo are watching it. Turn around again for the convention. He took the Bazo People Party and carried it back to Nima again for the second time. That had to choose Charlie. I called the Bazopo last night. The Bazopo tell me, say, Fagon, your team was stupid. You're taking us to be stupid. This man took our party, carried to Nima. Where can't Musa Berete from? I said Nima. Where can't Martin Kola from? I said Nima. Where can't Harrison Conway from? I said Nima. I said okay. And I said you're no pope. You'll be talking your stupid thing on our platform. I said, oh, Papa, now oh. He said, no. We Bazopo, we're not stupid. This man took our party, carry what he gave it to Cummins. Did he inform us? I said no. Did he invite us to Nima? I said no. Did we know he was carrying our party to Nima? I said no, Papa. On top of it, last week, the same belated man and Conway and Martin Colette from Nima. You think we know how to sell kinju or beer or our guests or our hotel, our corn and our rest? They took the convention. They carry a kid to Nima. Did they invite us? I said no. Did they inform us? I said no. Did you see us there? The passport? I said no. He said that you're stupid now you can be talking. Let Berete come here and meet up to tell us say he brought what they call Monema Tina Honey. He said, yeah, Monema. Let him bring Monema here. Then we'll tell him what in our heart, even if he make it to cross the St. John. Look at the video I sent you about Madam Joel Howard Taylor. When you finish washing it, go feed. Look at what has happened. If we go through that circle, she was supposed to not be near the presidency said. So again, I will close by saying this, Stanton, that Belete is not in the opposition. Belete was fully aware of the CPP breakup. I repeat, Belete was fully aware and endorsed it and was supposed to play by the rule. And it was 3 government ministers handling Belete. And he has shake, you are going to go to jail. Belete is supposed to keep Cummings busy. And if he does that, his road fund money will be softly. Belete is working for the CDC from 2017 until now. Now, if Cummings team Belete on his side, let him ask the American.
So Fagon, let me pause you there. I beg you, Dr. Richardson. I beg Fadika. I know we gotta go. I beg you, CEO Tichikane. I know you gotta do. No, you did. You went first, so this is not closing. We're doing the round that you went on. So we do closing. So let me do my closing, and then we can do closing because you know I stay in the office. But I want to ask Fagon a question. I want to leave moderator alone. But I want to ask Fagon a question. Fagon.
Ask me a question. I will just answer and move from there.
Yeah, Fagon, thank you. Fagon, let me ask you, seriously speaking though, you work in this in job manner we are government, right? You serve as deputy minister. Seriously. Belete. And he said, oh, I didn't beg George Manawea, I didn't do anything. Why the president, why I will call his name, Minister McGill, Samuel Twe, why was Belete so important to them? During that period of this whole thing, why they couldn't, because Belete went there. Belete himself told me after the conversation came out that he begged. You say he went on his knee. Belete said, no, I didn't beg. So I asked McGill, and Belete said, confide into me and say, I met the president. Okay? Why they protected Belete? Why up to now, that whole road for money and all the GB Jabba that be Belete, this government, what was the promise given to him or given to the government? I want you to have that time to explain, please.
First and foremost, I'm on national radio, national television, all networks. To my righteous God, it was my then ex-wife and I who ate breakfast with the president. I believe it was on the 14th of February, 2018, when I arrived in the country. And the president invited me to go and eat breakfast with him. I took my then ex-wife with me. She'll be a witness to this. We were eating, almost about to finish. When they said Belete was outside, the president said, I don't want him. He come here, and he come to Dugan Beg and say this and that. But you know what I mean? That's what Paul put in jail, how you were saying. That if the poor can pay the money, let them pay the money, then for them to be saying in jail, eating free food. And he said, wait a minute, you're putting inside. They brought him in. Me, the president, and my ex-wife were sitting. We were eating yam, cassava in the bowl, that kind of food with small gravy. That's what we ate for breakfast. When Belete came, you can see people sit down in this living room chair. Now how he went on his knees and held the president for the president. No, my man. Get up. Sit down. I heard everything. And then the president went on to tell him that it makes no sense for me to put you in jail when you can be paying the money small. Okay? At that time, when I knew Belete as Belete, when I close, when I talking. I don't let for Porto lie. Now, being in government, we know what role we ask Belete to play. You hear me calling Belete agent today. It's not for nothing. Belete getting Liberty Party, it's not on his own. You are talking, look, when you talk about Nathaniel Fallow McGill, one of the most savvy and chief strategists of political planning, and then you're dealing with men like me, everybody say I was close to McGill. When you talk about politics, I'm not claiming as I'm the best, but in that country, I'm one of the best. So Belete knew the role he was supposed to play, and he played his role very well. It's just that we've reached the point where you and I know, Stanton, Fadiga don't talk with us, But you and I know, we have talked with Billete. Both of us, we know what's up. Billete knows what he's doing. And if there is a second round, Billete is going to go back to his mother unit, the CDC. And then you ask the question, the reason why Billete was tipped for the job is because we had something on Billete. And that was almost $6 million. Billete admitted to it. We're about to lock him up. And Billete said, no, let me be outside and playing. And so since then, Billete has been outside and playing. And when you look at Ben, you look at Conway wanted for his team to go on. Ben wanted his team to go on. You saw where they have been. If Ben is not with the president, Ben is with Joel. Conway is there. President has visited his farm. They are operate. Don't put these guys in the opposition. They are not.
And that's why I want Fadiga to understand. Fadiga, I've been with these guys then, and I will do my closing from this end. I listen. I've been with them. Yeah, thank you. I've been with them, Fadiga. Let me tell you, trust me. It came a time on Spoon Talk. CO, if the people don't pay us, we'll not elevate them. And I said, no, we are not going to do this. You remember the endorsement when the CPP endorsed Mr. Cummings, Fadiga? You remember when Liberty Party, that part of Liberty Party endorsed Mr. Cummings? The conversation surrounding them when they say, yeah, we'll take the Freeport, we'll take Finance Ministry, we'll take LPRC. And when that conversation broke apart, Fadiga, right there, what did Billete do? I don't want my name to be on the list for vice president. Billete distanced himself even further. The main mission, he accomplished his mission. There was no more CPP, where you had the Ure, the Yombly, the Bwaka, and the Cummings. And all Billete can do is to control Mr. Cummings in the direction he wants Mr. Cummings to go. Listen, I don't hate Mr. Cummings, but I hate the fact that these guys Mr. Cummings gave money to, these guys that Mr. Cummings trusted, the guys' name, I will not use the word because it's a family program, they turn around and mess with Mr. Cummings. They are doing it every day. Why I said what I said? I was mad when they used Charlene as a bait and pawn to stay, try to get money from Mr. Cummings. Because I respect Charlene. I know Dennis, her fiancé. I know him. I met him. I respect Charlene. Ask her when I talked to her. When I met Charlene at Royal Hotel, she her fiancé, I went like this to her and I said, listen, I admire her. But these guys, they will use everything in the arsenal to destroy Mr. Cummings. And they will come on the show and pretend that they love Mr. Cummings. They will come with white tee, black hat, and they want us to believe it. This man been calling UP people. And I told the UP people, say, I revealed it. I said it to them. I told them. This is a man who's trying to work on this thing. I said, no, you cannot trust this man. This man will endorse George Manning. We had the second round. Show me your friend, I'll tell you who you are. Where is Benjamin Semi today? Mr. Cummings gave him $10,000 when he was running for his campaign against George Manawia. Election came second round, he supported George Manawia. Billete supported George Manawia. When it went on the CPP endorsement, recently the man went and supported George Manawia again. Where Ben goes, that's where Musa go. Trust me. Make no mistake about it. Everything you see that Vlad. Listen, Ben is not my enemy. We are all young people. We can laugh and joke. But you know how it is. You know how I dealt with Kev Hassan. Where Kev Hassan go, I don't want to call their names. Kev Hassan know the story about Musa Billete. He will protect him every day and every second because Musa is on George Manawia's side. We got to say the truth to the Liberian people. If you want to go, go. You cannot serve two masters at the same time. You either love one and hate the other. You cannot be in darkness and light. Decide where you are, Musa Billete. You need to be exposed.
I will take your phone calls.
Tell the Liberian people, no, sir. The woman said no phone call. So the entire thing here is that when the people want to get them mad, they get them mad. This is the crunch hours. 5 more months to go. Fadiga, the people want the last drop. Trust me. They want it from, but you know what? Mr. Cummings, somebody open his eyes. Somebody open Mr. Cummings' eyes. They drag it. And you know, allow what they say? And you can't pay all the 3 million, pay small, they call it self-pay. You know how many of them on that 3 million? You know how many of them? Not only ability on the 3 million deal. Trust me, this is bad. Though I will not sit here and say, yes, Mr. Cummings is the best candidate in the race, though I will not sit here and say, yes, Mr. Cummings should be president tomorrow, but I would not allow this kind of behavior. The double dealing is bad. And I must say it. Even if you hate me, I will say
30 seconds, we gotta go. It's 6:46.
My time is out, Fadiga.
Thank you, Fadiga. Fadiga, your closing comments, and then I'll give my closing comments, and then we gotta go home.
Fadiga, finish closing.
No, I close it. I got special time.
Fadiga, let's talking to you.
Fadiga, please listen to the baby.
I listen to Fadiga. I get patient and Fadiga, and I listen to you. So you listen to.
The thing here is, we are all entitled to our opinions, and if Mr. Cummings got that much money to spend, I think I will be the one to grab it and put me on my shoulder, go throw it in the sea, because that money could have been spent in the last 5 years to better his campaign, which are one of the things I fundamentally disagree with. And I always said that they squander opportunities. That would have been money well spent. But this is what I know about Musa Belete. I got to know him a couple of months ago. The first time I was in Liberia, he called me. We talked for long. He seemed like a genuine person. And I work in a field that I deal with people. I deal with people, and I deal with different personalities for a living. And I know people. I'm a very good judgment of character. If I make I'm certainly wrong when I make a prediction about someone. So this is the impression I've gotten about Musa. He's a very savvy businessman. He knows how to negotiate, and he will put his money where his mouth is. What I've gathered from Mr. Belete, honestly, I think he genuinely believes in Mr. Cummings. Given all the conversation that I've had, I didn't see anything shady there. He may be frustrated with, like everybody may be frustrated with certain things, but I don't think he's not a loyal person. I think he's a very loyal person. I haven't seen anything contrary yet, given what we have spoken in private, given what I know based on his temperament and where his heart is. I know he's with the opposition. I know that if he's not if the CPP doesn't come second to President Weah,
you got nothing to say about that. Go remember. You dragging it in because Dr. Richardson texting you, begging you to talk sweet talk. Let's move to the next person. I mean, let me say something to you, Fadiga. I will take 30 seconds from you because you're my brother, and I know you won't give me that 30 seconds. Fadiga, Musa Hassan Belete he will never ever support Joseph Yema Boakai. Fadiga, I will say this to you. Don't let me read this. Hold on 1 minute. I just don't want to. Musa, and I send this to the reason why I send it to Eugene Fagon. Belete, ask him. Ask Belete. 3 days ago, who did he call? Where were he when he was making that call? Ask Belete. Have you spoken to PYJ? Have you spoken to Jeremiah Cohn? Have you spoken to folks around them?
I know why he's doing that.
Where was the meeting? No, hold on 1 minute. You don't know, because at the end of the day, Belete have assured them, and he told them Cummings will not win. Cummings will not win. Let's do X, Y, and Z. But man,
Let me tell you
Trust
what I
me.
know.
Fadika.
I listened to Ability.
But Fadiga said say Kumis when I win.
Wait, y'all please wait. Yeah, Fadiga finish talking and then I talk and then let's.
This is what I know. Like I said, Ability is a very savvy politician. Let's not forget that Ability is in his own race. And the sad thing, the complicated thing about Ability is that the complicated thing about his race is that he's running in Nima County. Jeremiah Kuhn is from Nima County. And some of the allegations that I've been seeing, and I listen to callers on the other show and other people been attacking and say, oh, you from Nima County and you go against another Nima County people, will not vote for you. And that's solidarity there. And I think Ability is trying to walk that fine line that he will not be attacking a Kuhn who is from Nima County and that Nima Quadro or Nima, we are once a mindset. He doesn't want to break it. So what is happening here is he has to walk the fine line working with the CPP. So it's in his best interest to maintain that camaraderie among the people within Asoni rather than going full flow, because he could well lose if he attacks Jeremiah Kuhn. And that is the fine line that Ability something. If he Baba, my man, won't mess you. You want this driving? You're not this driving.
The man want to fly with you.
Listen, I got to talk about Omer Musa. Omer Musa will still be my man. He won't call us speak. He call us speak.
Let me finish. That was the first thing. So, Benedict talking with Prince Johnson. Look, Prince Johnson invited Benedict to all his event. There is that camaraderie in Nima County there. In a show, he doesn't want that heat behind him. He want to, everybody, if I'm contesting an era, the less people that are coming against me, I'm winning. That's a political chess game. He got people that he can reach out to. I don't see anything. The fact of the matter here is we are all going against one man, not in President We Are. This is the man.
No.
That's why I
not going against President We Are. Benedict is not going against President We Are. Brother, Fadiga. Benedict is not going against President We Are. Just stop the Benedict thing.
I can almost say
can
I'm 100%
please,
certain.
Let me talk, man.
Let me say that. I can always say that I'm 100% certain that if we go to second round, Ability will respect his word and come with the next person that will come next to
the last time
somebody. Okay, I'm doing my closing now. Fagon and Stanton, I'm doing my closing now. What I'm gonna say is, both of you are entitled to your own opinion.
Yeah, but don't tell you my thing. Don't tell you my thing.
I believe on this matter, Fadiga and I share some similarities. I know.
I gotta look in your cell phone, the one that you sent Fadiga.
Wait now, if you're not gonna let me go, then we'll just turn the show off. Let me just go now, okay?
Go.
So I spend a lot of time with Billy. Almost every time when I go to Liberia, I meet with him and I speak to him because he is the CPP chair, and I actually am a member of the CPP. So he and I get to talk a lot. It's clear Billy is going to win in his district. Let me just tell you guys right now. Very clear. The people in Nima likes him. He's done a very good job with making sure that he's paving the road. He's building bridges. He's connecting with the people one-on-one. When you go to Billy's house,
well, let's move on now. We are not talking about he will not win. We are talking about the issue that he's taking money for coming.
You tell your own, I interrupted you.
We're not saying he will not win in Nima, sister. We are not here to promote Benedict on the show.
Well, you spend your time here not promoting him after I have my choice.
Yeah, we're not promoting Benedict on the show.
Yeah, so when I go to Billy's house, he has a very nice home in Nima County. It's very surprising to see a Liberian building a modern home in. Don't even put me on mute because I know you're coming to do something mischievous here. Okay, to see them build a modern home in the middle of Nima, in the middle of a rural area. This is what I actually would expect many Liberians to be doing that. So to prove.
He calling her to tell her
about. Let me just let the people know. So he's calling me to interrupt me, so I won't talk. Okay. So, Billy has a very nice, his wife, Denise, was very welcoming to us when we're there. When you wake up in the morning to the time that sometimes we'll leave Billete up, people are in his yard. They are coming. That suggests to me that the Nima people lost it. He's solving problem. When he's not solving
But
problem,
we are not talking there about all this about Billete. You will get very with me. Oh. We're not talking. No. Let's talk on the issue. No, but I gotta go home. Oh. But I gotta go home. I stay in the office. I gotta go.
Here on the show before.
Now y'all still holding me. You see my bag in my hand. I gotta go home.
Bye.
I gotta go, and the networking Liberia went off. So
that's
the
fine. That's fine. It'll go off tomorrow too. I will not be here. So let me just tell you guys. So to me, I find that Billete is the highest working chairperson. His contact with Prince Johnson, George Weah, whoever, that's part of the responsibility of being a good, astute politician. You have to maintain communication with your opponent. You have to know where they're coming from. And I think that's exactly what he's doing right now by staying in touch with those other leaders. Mr. Cummings, yeah, man, I hear when I talk here and you guys are rushing me. It really can be, man. So, you know, Mr. Cummings is a man of his own, believe it or not. You describing
Richardson, I don't think you love Mr. Cummings. I'm sorry. I don't think you love Mr. Cummings, Dr. Richardson.
Center. You guys have your own understanding of Billete. Y'all have your own issue with him. It is you and Falcon have your own issue with him.
No, that is 6.9 million that they won't get issue with.
Well, no, I don't think you have that issue. You have that issue, Falcon, because if you did, you'll be talking in the interest of Liberian people about that issue.
But the money the man talking
it sounds like it's a personal issue, which is okay. You can have your personal.
President man house.
Well, don't distract me. I'm talking about his house. But yeah, I'm telling you. And my answer to you is to that. Everybody in the government, all business people in the government, at some degree, or the government. Okay, they make you are the same person on this show. You and Steno are the same person on the show who showed us a payment plan that they made with the government. I have a letter that y'all show on this show where the man wrote to the government asking them to acknowledge his payment plan. And
so why is he paying back?
Because
I'm gonna get one more chance to speak, Fagon. You can't do this, Fagon. Fagon, you can't do this. You will give Dr. Richardson chance to speak. Dr. Richardson, please proceed. Praise your ability. Go ahead.
I will praise.
Look at her too. She said yes.
I'm not going to praise, but I'm going to just speak objectively. I'm going to speak objectively about him. Because right now, I think you guys are speaking in a biased way because I was in there where I had your whatever conversation or what have you. But I would go back to tell you that, you know, Mr. Cummings, who I believe the Liberian people will select as their leader, all right? And ultimately, the Liberian people will decide. It's the kind of leader that wants a diverse body of people around him. He wants to be able to exchange ideas. He don't want to say, oh, y'all be loyal to me at all costs, okay? That's why he has ability around him, okay? So I want to also add that until we hear further notice about all the things that you guys are saying about him, I don't know your conversation or the facts.
Hi, this is Dr. Francine Chenoweth Richardson. I cannot take your call right now. Please leave a detailed message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay, yeah, bye. I think you're meant to disturb me, but tomorrow you'll show you who I will not be here. And please don't call me to ask me to come on tomorrow since you can't get put chance to talk. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
We having fun on the show. We having fun on the show. They want to call your phone. They don't want you to call. They want you to open the phone line.
I didn't finish, and you disrupted me.
Sorry, but the people calling. That the people calling your phone line.
I don't understand why you're doing it.
That's a really thing, man. You know what?
The strongest woman in Liberia, Doctor.
The best.
I would just tell you.
I will make that a Richardson an education minister in a heartbeat.
I will let her run in Cape Man and she will win.
Thank you for appreciating my strength.
No, I don't really appreciate that.
I'm telling you guys, this is not about a position in the country. This is more about the politics in Liberia, okay? you can be friends today, then you'll be enemy tomorrow. Me, I'm not part of any of that. I'm not here as a propagandist. I don't know how to do that.
All day she texting Fadiga. She and Fadiga texting each other.
In fact, I will tell that for the fact as I know it at this point. All I know
Thank
is
you, Dr. Richardson. It's good for us to laugh.
A lawyer person. All I know that he supports the CPP.
Dr. Richardson, please don't go in our house again. That what road fund money the man used to pay our house.
I don't know anything about road fund money. You got evidence to prove that?
Yes, he paid, but he essentially
He's
let
putting my
Replay your message. Press 1.
There's nothing wrong with the business paying government back. Yeah, America.
Re-record your message. Press 3.
Government.
For delivery options, press 4. To send a fax, press 6. To cancel this message, press star. To send this message now, press pound or hang up.
So again, this show is telling
Dr. Richardson, you know what the guy did? He recorded everything you were saying and he sent it back to you.
I will see you guys later. Yeah, bye.
Dr. Richardson, wait, before you go, the beginner answer, yeah, Dr. Richardson. Let me say this to our fellow Liberians. You don't know what we do in the back, okay? It's very important for us to say, at the end of the day, we love you all. Thank you for joining us every day. And the sacrifices we make here on the show for 3 hours, right now, 3 hours, Dr. Richardson been sitting. She's one of the best on Spoon Talk. We appreciate you, Dr. Richardson. We appreciate your husband and your family. And we appreciate everyone watching us today. Eugene Fagon, Fadika, we said thank you. Tomorrow we'll be having a great show. You guys didn't touch on the fact that anyway, you can do it tomorrow. I know we're done because anything else you want to say?
Yes, Dr. Richardson, my drone. I'm using a drone tonight. It will sleep on your back deck. You know, Dr. Richardson has a deck.
They just built it. They just built it. They did. Abraham did the deck over.
Well, why you can't let me talk? I just want to tell Dr. Richardson everywhere. Even you stand on your battery that died in your orange pickup. You carry it yesterday. You brought a dead battery back, or that you want to put inside? You take
What are you talking about, Dr. Richardson? What are you talking about?
Let's check out your conversation. The conversation.
Richardson, what are you talking about?
I want to hear to speak.
But you know that Benedict called Jeremiah
so that's why I want to show
after he made un tape last night.
I know he called Jeremiah to
report us. We who
the people don't understand. Fadiga don't understand. The people thought their own. They thought their own. We thought our own. Then they vet Fadiga. Dr. Richardson, hang out with us. I'm about to ask you a question.
I don't want to be engaged in this kind of.
No, it's not bitter conversation. I want to ask you a question. It's not bitter conversation.
That's all the interest of Liberian people.
Also, bitter might insult us. Then you don't want to talk about it.
He insulted you guys.
Oh, you didn't hear?
You hear?
Watch it clip?
I don't
wow.
listen to it. Dr. Richardson, that's why TV email he take. He's over
wow.
there.
I give up.
I'm not against anybody for
it. Fadiga, you hear that?
On a platform.
Fadiga. Fadiga.
I can't even remember why I even watched Loud and Said.
Exactly.
You see?
That show got prepared to talk about issues.
Wow.
Related to Liberia.
You know that today I know. Dr.
They can be texting each other.
Fadiga to be a friend. Then she told Salimatu not to come by here. And now I know the real story.
I just know the real story.
Well, folks,
now I know. You know that
Salimatu end the show now.
Yeah,
not 3 weeks, man.
Dr.
End the show now.
We gotta go.
But what, James?
You remember, this is political season. Plenty things y'all be hearing.
Yeah, that's true.
But let's not hurt each other. Let's keep it friendly. Let's not hurt each other.
Exactly.
Shouldn't fight war, no violence. But I have a complaint, and I will file my complaint. Now, they feel that I've been calling Salimatu phone. It just go into the voice.
Leave Salimatu business now.
Go to NEC.
Dr. Richardson.
My man, I said Fatuba go report.
Dr. Richardson.
Yes, sir.
Can you give us just 30 seconds? Let's play our music before we leave.
And I'm used to you won't play here today.
We are go.
I'm used to
The we are go. The we are go
gospel
music.
song. The gospel song.
No, the music. I'm not saying anything else that the Richardson.
Yeah, play the gospel song.
I trust you guys. Yeah, I don't trust you. this political.
Wait. So you don't trust. Wait, that Richardson gotta be very fair.
Who you walking with, who you talking with.
That Richardson, you trust Fagon? You trust Fagon?
I don't trust you. Everything gotta be.
What about Fadiga? You trust Fadiga?
You Fadiga. Everybody, you
Oh.
You can't trust anybody. This political city. So,
but Jim play the thing now.
Anything I will be a part of. You gotta be careful the political season. Yeah,
look at all over here. Come talking about it.
What you doing? What's it?
I told you about it.
The job we have Mago song you want to play?
I deleted it because I have more videos to upload, so I have to reload.
Oh Lord!
When you see how the beat passer, I'm telling you, go check it. That passer the beat for that coming so far.
Oh, his team was playing today?
No football gameplay for gone.
All right. It's time for me to go.
It's coming on in 10, 8.
You say it's coming on, Madam
1
Minister.
After you finish,
now your voice bill they come in play again.
What going our country?
Now your voice bill they come in play. Just listen for your voice bill.
There we are go. There we are go. There we are go. We tire oh, there we are go. Go. There we are go. Amen. Devils are crying, oh. Market women are crying, oh. There we are go. We tire oh, there we are go. Innocent people are dying, yo. The students are staying home. There we are go. We tire oh, there we are go. There we are go. There we are go. There we are go. We tire oh, there we are go. There we are go. There we are go, we tire, there we are go. We tire with the hunger, we tire eating curry, oh. There we are go, we tire, there we are go. Musicians are crying, oh. Hospitals are empty, oh. There we are go, we tire, oh. There we are go, there we are go, there we are go. We tire, there we are go. There we are go. Go. There we are tired suffering. We suffer, there we are go. There we are go. We tired eating curry, we tired suffering. We tired walking around. There we are go. There we are go. There we are go.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Good night.
Hey, begin Jackie answer.
Yeah.
The CEO is standing with the spoon, and your boy Friday the South Bend.